Hey guys, this was a conversation I recorded with King J the night before WrestleMania. So we go over a ton of things regarding Tekken. I'm going to try and timestamp them, but it was a really enjoyable conversation. I apologize if there's any noise in the background at some points. We've got a lot of people over for WrestleMania weekend. There's Colombians, Ugandans, Germans, you name it, Greeks, they're all in the house. So everyone's pretty pumped for that. But I hope you enjoy the conversation and I will see you guys very soon. So today, guys, I have King J with me, probably the most prominent and famous Tekken YouTuber in the UK. And the reason that I wanted to have Jay on here is that I'm not a professional player and I wanted to get the perspective of a professional player on here. I think people would consider me a casual on Tekken, even though I understand how to play it. I have my thoughts on it, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it, on the current state of things. What I wanted to do is, rather than jumbling everything up, I was going to break it down, because I think with things that have been going on in Tekken recently, it's very easy for people to think that maybe I don't like the game anymore, you don't like it, or whoever. So I want to break it down to try and make sense of where our feelings are about the game. So the first thing I wanted to ask you is obviously how you feel about the most recent events with Tekken 8 and regarding the patch.
So the patch itself is probably the worst patch that's ever been in a Tekken game, period. It's kind of like we're trying to understand the game, and especially from a pro player aspect, it's like I'm trying to understand the game and teach new players how to play Tekken 8, but then they keep changing things, and the things they're changing just doesn't make sense. I can't make sense of it. Whereas all the previous games that we look at, Tekken 7, yes, people can argue that Dragunov and some of these characters were busted at the start, but it's like they changed them and they kept on nerfing them so that it was okay. In this game, they're nerfing stuff that they think is nerfs, but then they are actually buffs. Like, for example, when they changed King's sprint, Jaguar sprint, he can cancel it now so he can bait out rage arts. They still haven't decided to take that out. They've left that in, and they've added more patches. And then now it's like, okay, cool. If that's what your mindset's at, we just have to adjust to it because that's the game that we're at. So they changed something because when Devil does his uppercut and then takes you down to the ground, he then still does way more damage, right? So the problem is when he's doing way more damage after he's knocked you down on the stage hazards. That's why I like to call them stage hazards, or if he hits you into something, um, he does more. He does mad damage. So they try to tone that down in terms of taking that damage away, and they try to do it with Kazuya as well. Because when he turns into Devil Kazuya, he does the uppercut and then knocks you down as well. It does an attack throw. Now, what that has done is when characters do tornadoes now against the wall and then they try to do like break the wall or break the floor and stuff, it doesn't work anymore. So it's just nerfed everything all round. And everyone's like, well, what's going on here? Same with Azucena. When she does the running 3-2, which is the knee elbow move, it's hella plus. It's very hard to avoid. Does a lot of chip damage. It's hard to avoid. Now, I was saying beforehand that okay, this move here is a problem because like it doesn't matter if they change like the recovery frames or anything like that, or they change the tracking. You just have to realign. And people on Twitter wasn't like listening to what I was saying. They were kind of like, "Oh no, they have changed it. Look, da 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 da." Then Osan is in an ATL tournament doing exactly what I said. And the problem is that people are not they just don't want to listen. It's kind of like they're saying, oh yeah, they see the text saying it's been nerfed and they're just agreeing. But it's like, no, the logic of it is if I just keep relying myself, which it's not hard to do in Tekken, you either sidestep to the left or the right. If I realign with you, all I have to do is dash towards you and do the same thing over and over again. And it becomes quite, repetitive. It becomes quite toxic. It becomes boring. And the reason why I say it's toxic is because you're not using, there's like 100+ moves in Tekken. If you're only using that move and it's just to kind of break your defense, it's like, well, what else can I do?
Yeah.
Like the other person's gonna be pissed off. The other guy's laughing. It's not really a good feeling, is it? Like Tekken wasn't based on that. So I yeah, I don't really like that one. And then the last one was Last, which is then free, which is a stance dynamic entry. He has a mid homing move, and the mid homing move, if you block it, you're +5. I was trying to explain again that having a homing move, which is mid and +5, isn't good for business. Reason why I say that is because it's becoming brain dead. People are leveling up with character like crazy since the patch. I'm even gonna just try him out and to see if what my theory was correct. If he's proper brain dead and anyone can rank up with him. If he does the move and it's +5, what they tried to do was they tried to stop people from rage arting while he does that move because he is forced to go into stance, right? And if he's forced to go into stance and then and then you do a rage art, then it's like silly that you can't use that move. That move is kind of like, what's the point? They've said +5 and you have to guess now. You cannot do rage art. I don't agree with that. I think that's very silly. The whole reason of having running mid moves like slash kicks is because of you can sidestep, right? If you have a homing mid where and then I have to guess afterwards, it kind of eliminates the whole kind of like free movement in the game. And yeah, I just don't agree with it. I know a lot of last players are kind of upset with what I said again, but it's like people are starting to see what I'm saying again. It's like it takes a while for them to process what I say. I'm not saying every time I'm right, but I understand the game to a high level,
Yeah.
and I've seen these games come in different shapes, sizes. I've seen the nerfs come, and I've seen the buffs that don't make any sense come into these games. And I will say this character's busted. No, he's not. And then all of a sudden you're seeing, the Arslans, the knees, and all of these top players use these characters.
So
Like
in
it's
terms of, you said earlier that they're not listening.
Mhm.
Would you say is this behavior of not listening something that happened in Tekken 7, or is this something that's quite new? Did they listen to criticism of overpowered characters in Tekken 7 and address it properly?
I think Tekken 7, the social media wasn't as strong. I think if I or anyone else was to say stuff, it wasn't as strong. The presence is strong now because there's a lot more casuals in the game. So when people say stuff and it's kind of like to them, if there's more eyes on the game, they kind of like, well, I want to say something. I want to have a say. I like this character. Why are you saying stuff about my character? I don't want my character to get nerfed. It's the typical modern FGC thought process, right? It's like, if I was playing a character and I really like this character and they've got something busted, you're not going to talk about it on Twitter because you don't want to get it nerfed. It's been happening through, like, let's say, for example, Tekken 7, Street Fighter 5, not so much Street Fighter 4 and Tekken Tag 2 because social media wasn't that powerful. Now, social media is powerful. Everyone just kind of gangs up, says what they say, and they will start nerfing things. And yeah, people just don't like when people speak up about things that you can clearly see is busted. Like Lost didn't need that buff. Like he has other moves. He's very, very strong in this game. Like as much as people might be like, oh yeah, like he's not really used. No, Lost is strong in this game. Like
Yeah,
a lot of his
I
stuff,
agree with you.
like, yeah, I can't even beat Lost. I'll be honest. Like a good Lost gives me not even a good Lost. Any Lost gives me problems in this game now because they've dumbed it down so much that yeah, you can't sidestep, you can't do this. Oh, you have to guess. And I think what's happening now is a lot of these pro players that don't take my word for it. Look at all the Koreans that are tweeting, Lohai, Osan, Ni, all these people, even Arslan, people from Pakistan are even complaining and saying, yeah, like they don't really understand the game, they don't understand the direction. Don't take my word for it. You'll see. Like, I think the problem with this game personally is the 50-50s are too strong. And what happens is you can never measure the skill behind if this person is an actual Tekken player or if this person is just pressing buttons. And that's the problem with Tekken 8 right now.
So, with regards to like problems with Tekken 8, obviously when we discuss these sort of things, some people think that it's you hating on the game, that you don't like the game anymore, you've turned on it.
Okay.
And for me, I like Tekken 8. I can give loads of reasons as to why, but before I give like my reason as to why I think it's a good game, what is your general sentiment towards Tekken 8? Do you like it or dislike it, or are you still a little bit on the fence?
So Tekken 8 is a See, this is the problem. Because even myself, I feel like I made the mistakes which I'll take accountable for. I was saying that this game's amazing, but I wasn't looking at it from a pro player aspect. I was looking at it from a casual aspect. I was like, damn, we have a story mode. We have characters, voice actors, all of these things. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Sick. I can understand the story without having to look on Wikipedia, game FAQs, or whatever to find out the proper lore. So that part of it was amazing. And then obviously we have the Fight Lounge, which kind of felt like Chocadero, Goo Street. It felt like the actual arcade presence, and I was like, this is amazing too. Like, yeah, the characters might look a bit like, Wii U and all that stuff, and PlayStation Home and all that stuff. But to me, I thought this was great for a casual aspect. People that are not fully into Tekken, you kind of just drove everyone into this universe, regardless of whether you've played Tekken 10 years ago or whether you want to play Tekken just now. Everyone has kind of jumped into this universe. So for me, I thought the game was amazing. Customization, I already said, was lacking. There's no afros. Like what's going on? We've got the buzz cut fades, but we have no afros. We don't have cane roll. We don't have we don't have loads of different hairstyles. We don't have loads of different clothes. It's very limited. And for people that pay £70 or whatever they paid in whatever their currency is, it's kind of like, okay, this is great, but it's not executed the way it should be for a full price game, right? Then we look at the balancing now, which is where my side was. I'd say 2 weeks to a month coming in to the game. Like I was like, all right, 2 weeks, a month, I've completed story, I've completed this, da 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 da. Let's start playing online. We started discovering characters are busted. We started looking at Dragonoff, Jun, Azucena, King, Feng. Like these characters are very strong. And then, I started seeing that Yoshimitsu's ridiculous. He can spin out of things. He doesn't have to deal with 50-50s no more. He can regain health. Like when he's in heat doing like the flash combos. And it's not even recoverable health. This is normal health. And it's like, what's the direction of this game? Because this is not what Tekken stood for. Tekken stood for being able to, the more you put in is the more you get out. If you keep playing this game, you'll understand strings, you'll understand mix-ups, you'll understand how to deal with things. That's not this game. This game is literally 50-50s, mix-ups and stuff. So where I stand with the game is, yeah, I like the game. I'm always going to like Tekken, good, bad, or whatever. But I do think the direction of the game, even like the shop being released afterwards, and now there's a lot of there's a lot of costumes and this and the other. It kind of makes me think, what is your direction? Like, who's your audience here? Like, who are you listening to? Because it feels like it is meant to be a Tekken game because it has Tekken characters in there, but your balancing is off. And having this shop now, and bro, the shop has a blank ball as a premium pass.
What is the blank ball? I don't understand it. What do you do with that?
I have no idea. All I know is I was looking through the premium side of things, and people have got it as their profiles on Twitter now. Like, I think A. Richie's got one, and K Dash from America's got one. They have, because they're actually saying, look, this is taking a piss. Like, so I don't even know if I could swear, but yeah, like,
no, you can swear.
Okay, yeah, so they're just thinking, wow, this is like ridiculous. Like, why have you got a blank ball in premium pass? Like, that's unheard of.
Oh, is that
that's
on the premium side?
Premium.
That's crazy. So the blank ball serves it serves no purpose.
Ball. It's blank ball, bro. Blank ball.
That you just look at,
bro.
You can't even throw it at someone's head in the match,
bro. It's a blank ball, bro.
That's insane.
Like, I didn't understand what people were doing. I was like, why is people posting this up on Twitter? Like, what's going on? And then I've looked at the premium pass again. I'm like, no way. Because that's like me saying to you, oh, bro, like, I got you a gift. I've got you a tissue, blank tissue, nothing on it. No, great. Like, you're gonna be like, bro, what relevance is this? Like, why are you giving me this? Like, it's the same with this ball. The ball is a blank ball. Why are you giving us a blank ball in premium? That should be in free.
I'm not even sure if it should even be there.
They get me. That's what I'm saying.
It serves no purpose, right? It doesn't do anything. It's just a blank ball.
I have no idea. I don't know what it's for. I just know that it's a blank ball. It doesn't really, like, maybe someone can tell me, but I've seen it and it looked like it was just an item. It's just a blank ball. I don't know what you can do with it. I have no idea. But yeah, like, the premium pass is lacking, bro. There's a lot of stuff lacking in this game, and it's kind of like, who are you lot talking to? Because I know there's so many people that would have this, like, okay, not everyone agrees on Twitter, but we kind of would understand that, look, we can come to an agreement to some things, or disagree with some things. But this stuff, like, everyone is agreeing that this ball is ridiculous, bro. It's a slap in the face. To be
I
honest, for
think
people that spend £70.
I think with like my stance on Tekken 8 is that I feel somewhat deceived with the way that they handled things. When we got the game, I was very, very high on it. I'm still high on the gameplay. I'm not a pro player, so I understand where like you might go into a tournament and you're just taking constant 50-50s. I understand that because I come from playing Mortal Kombat. I know how frustrating that can be. But as a casual player, it's a lot of fun for me because I do get annoyed, don't get me wrong, because I've been playing Tekken since Tekken 1. I know bullshit when I see it, but because I'm not out, like I know you're not trying to make a living through tournaments, but there are players that do that. So I understand that frustration. I like Tekken 8 personally. I have a lot of fun playing it. I think the music's amazing. I think that the jukebox is always a good implementation. Character customization is severely lacking, but considering what people have been able to do, it's still decent. I think versus what they used to have, it's not good, but it's okay. For what it is, it's okay. The online, when it came out, was functioning mostly fine. It's just the pluggers that kind of ruined it. They've kind of addressed it now, not to the standard that I'd want, but at least now I can see who the scumbags are and I can just send them on their way. It's kind of alleviated some of that. I think that the story mode was great. It was like a shonen anime. I felt like I was watching a proper shonen anime. And when it got to the final fight and they were on the rock and there was this explosions everywhere, I was like, yeah, this is amazing. Like they've outdone Mortal Kombat, which I didn't think you would be able to do in a story mode.
You see what? You know what? I'm glad you said that because that's exactly what I said. I was like, bro, this is like Mortal Kombat for story mode. No one is touching that. Like, I'm a Tekken man, and I'll tell you that free. Like, no one is touching Mortal Kombat. But you see this game, bro, the story mode, bro, like, bruv, it's just mad, bro. Like the acting, and you're hearing Leroy say, "Don't give up." Like Jin's kind of lost these powers, then he's getting his powers back, then he gets into this new form. Then like at the end, have you played Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah, of
Like,
course.
so Metal Gear Solid 4, where you're fighting Ocelot, that's what that felt like.
Yeah.
Because Jin was changing different styles, Tekken 3, then he's got Jun style, then he's got his own, like, bro, it was just,
For the people,
yeah.
like, because I know you started on Tekken 1 as well, and
Yeah.
I was on Tekken 1. To see, obviously, Jin came in Tekken 3, but to see Jun's style being implemented into Jin, and you're going through all of these different stages, and he's accepting his Mishima side, it was amazing. It was amazing for people that are not even familiar with Tekken's history. So for like me and you who grew up playing Tekken all the way up until now, it was like a perfect culmination. Like obviously Kazuya's my guy. I didn't want to see him lose, but it was it was a satisfying end to the fight. And he didn't die. He took a punch to the face and he went down, and they left it on a cliffhanger with Reina, which opens up like so many possibilities. So from a narrative perspective, this is by far and large the best Tekken, and I think that the narrative in this made Tekken 7 even better because Kazuya killing Heihachi actually had some sort of payoff in the story going forward. It wasn't just a stupid random death that we're going to regret. People were sad that Heihachi's gone. I still think he should be playable because once the story's over, we're stuck with the gameplay. So I still think Heihachi should be playable. He should be like a memory like Kazumi. I don't think they should ever bring him back like Jinpachi for the canon. But I'm glad that them killing him led to something that was actually a satisfying conclusion because Tekken's story spans over 30 years now.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And it's like, I've like seeing Reina now in the game. It's like, oh, who's this girl now? Like, and I'm happy that it's a female character because she now plays a strong part in the game. And then like, you got these other characters that she can kind of gel with. Obviously, most of the female characters in the game never really played a main part in the storyline outside of Kazumi. Like Kazumi wasn't really alive in Tekken 7.
Yeah.
But you have this character now that's like, yeah, she's in the Mishima. Like everyone for years were talking about a female Mishima outside of Angel. Angel's
really
there,
count.
but yeah, it don't count. We talking about a real human. Like Reina was just like, yo, this character, and kind of sarcastic. And
do you know what's special about Reina is Western video game companies, I think, do a really bad job of bringing in female characters to an audience that is obviously male dominated and not presenting them in the best light. Like they might fall on like really stupid tropes, or they might fall on like attacking men or whatever to try and get the character over. And Reina just came in like pure badass. There was no there was no need to appeal to like a sexual need at all. There was no need to like
Nope.
throw men under the bus. There was none of that. It was just a sick character with sick
Mm.
motivations. She had a sick personality. She like the way she was talking to Jin in the beginning, like trying to be cutesy, and then when the camera would zoom out, she would like you could see the dark side of her, and then for it to end up with her being like having a devil form opens up like so many questions. Like Reina's a really, really that's the kind of female character that like, I like to see. Because when people are like, "Oh, we're gonna just add a female character," I'm like, "Why? What's the reason that we're doing this?" But with Reina, it makes complete sense that Heihachi would have an illegitimate child again, and obviously at some point one of them is gonna be female, and she has a devil gene, and she's coming for Jin. So yeah, I thought that Reina's implementation was brilliant. I think it's good to acknowledge those things as well, because right now Tekken's getting a lot of heat, but no pun
Yeah.
intended. But it's good to acknowledge the fact that it's done a lot of things that were really good.
I like that though. That part is actually quite sick. Tekken's getting a lot of heat. That is funny. Nah, you know what it is? It's Tekken's getting a lot of heat because they tried to execute something and they again it's cutting corners. There's
Yeah,
there's there's so many creators, there's so many players, they got everything at their disposal, right? And they're not using them. This is the problem. And it's like they're trying to do stuff in their way, the old school way, which is like, we'll release a game, we'll do what we want. They're just gonna have to love it. That doesn't work in this day and age anymore. And like these games are starting to realize this very fast. Games drop off, people will start playing other games. People are playing Tekken 7 now.
yeah.
Like legit. Like I was looking to play Tekken 7 today just to play Geese. Like I wasn't planning on doing anything. And I'm a Tekken head. So that goes to show you how much like, the game like I'm not saying that I'm uninstalling it or anything crazy like that, but it's just the game is it's really unbalanced at the minute. And obviously we've got Evo Japan coming up in what 2 weeks. Bro, I'm scared for that. I'm in the tournament
Oh, you're
for Evo
competing.
Japan. Yeah.
I'm gonna be there
Yeah.
as well. I'll be in the crowd watching.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I'm in like I haven't entered we've had like local tournaments and stuff and I haven't entered purely because I think the balancing is bad.
Mm.
But I'm gonna start entering tournaments and seeing how I do and what characters to use and stuff. But everyone's using Azucena right now. Azucena, Dragunov are the main characters, and King. If you're good with King, you'll have a field day. Like,
God,
but
Dragunov just I think one of our boys showed us that clip of main man getting triple perfected by Dragunov, which just I never thought that I would see main man get triple perfect by anyone. I know he's not the greatest player in the world, but he's a strong player. Like I don't think I could beat him. I don't think I could get around from him currently. But seeing him
mm,
get he got battered, but and it didn't. It wasn't like I want to take anything away from the Dragunov player, but when I was watching it, I was like, this character looks ridiculous. Like he's just Kazuya was just trapped.
bro, listen. There's from that. Like, I looked at it and I was like, I don't even feel like there's anything. I'm not even like, wow, this happened. Bro, the character is a plus frame machine. From when he hits you, plus. The only thing he isn't really plus from is the down two, which is like the kind of like low swipe move. But if he hits you by that big boot move where he kicks you in the leg, bro, he's like +7, bro. Like,
Yeah,
what can you do? Like, why is he +7 booting you in your leg like that? Then running two, which is like +5 or 6 or whatever. Like, it's just dumb. Like,
it's too
but this
much.
is what the character can do, and this is what I was trying to explain when I'm saying, look, the game is way unbalanced. Like it's really unbalanced. Like I don't know what happened because obviously some of the characters that weren't in the CBT and CNT, I understand that they haven't tested it properly. Maybe an open beta for a day or two, or maybe a week. Maybe that might have helped it. People are saying, okay, we didn't have an arcade build. There's loads of different like variables to why, or various excuses to why that this is happening, but I don't know because at the same time I can't see myself doing the frames and putting numbers down and saying, okay, I'm gonna give Dragunov a big boot move to the leg and it's gonna be +7 on hit. I'm gonna give Dragunov QCF4, which is that axe kick, and it's gonna hit grounded and it's gonna be hella plus and it's gonna do chip. It's like, what? Why? Do you know what I mean? Like I can't envision it. And even then, like I said, if you really want that feedback, start using some of that bread. Sometimes maybe fly out some players and just say, look, here we go. Play some of these characters. Let us know what you think. Get some feedback. They've done it at the early stages. They were flying out content creators,
Yeah.
and they were making the content creators play the game. Like, yeah, it's good for them to do content, for them to get, like, the views out there and people to see that there's a new Tekken coming out. But it wasn't practical for the game longevity wise, because now we have a game that is it's come out, and every, like, 90% or 95% of the player base is complaining. We have VDX, where his channel is blown up from doing whatever, and he's saying that the patch is a disaster. He's the most positive person
Yeah, when
I know.
VDX is complaining, there's a problem.
Do you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
there's
He's
a,
the
yeah.
most positive person, bro. My man, like, out of everyone that's complaining, he was not complaining until when he saw this patch, and it's
Yeah.
like, come on, man. Like,
I would actually go and watch his channel because I know I have a tendency to look at something and get instantly annoyed by it. So
mm,
like what I do, like which I'm not ashamed to admit, is that when I watch something on Tekken and I'm like, that doesn't seem right, like, and
mm,
it bugs me, before I open my mouth, I'll watch a couple content creators, and one person that I'll go to is FDX, because he always gives the flip side. Like, he'll try to look at the positive side. I know that I'm the opposite. When I see something, I lean all the way into the negative. Before I record a video, I try my best to look at it and be like, okay, let's
yeah,
not jump to conclusions here. Don't get all antsy. But FDX definitely, like, I mean, he's very knowledgeable about the game. So to
yeah.
watch him break the patch down and basically, to summarize, basically like, say this is a load of shit. Basically, they fucked up the game. It's a bit like with FDX is saying it. Maybe Namco should start listening, because would you say he's a pro player? Or would you say that he's kind of like in between?
So I feel like he's in between, but I can't take away his props. He has beaten Arslan Ash.
Yeah, yeah.
So then Arslan Ash is the best player for Tekken 7. So
So
him
at the
beating
very
him,
least, he's like a high level player.
very least, he's a high level player. Like, people know who he is. Like, not many people are beating Arslan Ash from America. So when you got one that's beating him, I think it was actually even 2-0. Like, with Noctis, it's like, what?
Yeah,
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's definitely knowledgeable, and for him to, like, just say these things now, like, about that patch, for me, like, I know people were saying I was complaining. I was complaining because I'm like, bro, the direction I could see, with me, yeah, when I say stuff, 140 characters is not enough. I've always said this. Like, I will say, "Da-da-da-da-da, this needs to be worked on, this and other." People are like, no, nothing wrong with it. You'll get to a couple weeks, and then you start seeing people say exactly what I said, and I'm like, that's what I mean. Like, I know. Remember, I've been playing fighting games for a very long time, and again, like I said, and I'll make this very clear. I'm not always right. I can take accountability for when I'm in the wrong for doing things. But when I see certain things, like, as a scene is running 3-2, and I've got a guess for either a low or a mid or a grab, it's like, is this okay? Is this normal?
yeah.
Dragonoff, running two, chip. You're taking chip, 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 chip. And then he can do a low. He could do the down two low, or he can do the big boot to your ankle. Or if you're by the wall, it's now a guessing game. Oh, is he gonna do back 4-3, which is a mid high, and splat you against the wall? Am I gonna get juggled and get carried all the way to the wall and then get the wall? Like, there's so much there's so much things in this game that just don't make any sense. And I think what they tried to go for was a game for the casuals to be just kind of work their way in straight away, which is
Yeah.
fine. But we got to worry about plus frames here. And plus frames that you lot are adding, especially to characters like Lars and stuff, they don't make any sense. It's causing a big problem to the game.
Something that I noticed, because I'm not as knowledgeable as like you or FDX or whatever, but obviously I've played Feng for a long time, and Feng Wei's character type to me was always death by 1,000 cuts. Like, you kind of had to know all of Feng's moves, and when you're fighting him, he confuses you because he's punching you and kicking you from every angle. But he wasn't doing so much damage. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like in Tekken 5 and Tekken 6, his combos weren't that strong. It's just that he
Never.
would poke the shit out of you and it'd frustrate you, and you'd die after so many hits. But in Tekken 8, like, I'm still playing Feng, and I feel like when I touch someone, they're another hit away from dying. Like, it's like that. And to me, it's taken the fun out of playing Feng a little bit. The way he hits you is the way I expect Marduk to hit you. Like, when Marduk touches you, you know you're gonna die. I don't mind that for Marduk, because he's like Bill Goldberg, right? That's what he was designed after. He touches you, he flings you across the wall, you're gonna die, right? Goldberg spears you, you're dead.
Yeah, nah. So Feng in Tekken 5, 6, Tag 2, and early stage of Tekken 7 was always a poke heavy character. He would always try and down forward one, which is the mid check, mid check, mid check. And he would then try to do like the low, which is down back three. And then, he would then try to mix you up with either sidestep 1+2, which is the mid, or sidestep 4, which is the low. That was always Feng's game plan. In end of Tekken 7, it then changed because obviously down back three then had like an attack throw if it counter hit. And then he had like another bunch of stuff that they changed, and he was just ridiculous at the end of Tekken 7 lifespan. In Tekken 8, he has that back three move, which is like this big knee, and it's chip, and he's +6. +6 meaning that you cannot do anything. Like it's pretty heavy on plus. You're getting chip. I could then do down back three. I could do the hook kick, which is back four. You're stuck.
Boy, that move where he shouts Tio, where he just keeps
So
screaming in your face.
It gives you that knee.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like knee. And it's like, bro, like, what am I meant? Like, you can sidewalk, but in the heat of things, if you're getting jabbed low, this, and then you just throw out the move all of a sudden, I'm not going to be ready for that. I'm trying to block and not move. If you move in the game, you get hit. So it's like,
It is
why
a stupid move. Even when I'm using it, I feel like I'm about to rob someone. Because you can,
rinse it.
they have to stand there, because if they press a button and you just happen to press the correct and you get counter hit, like his back, his down back three, the
Down back
like
counter
the
hit.
split
Yep,
kick,
yep, yep,
they do
yep.
that, and now suddenly he's got his back to you. Feng taking Feng's back's dangerous, not like other characters. If Feng turns around, you're in big trouble.
Bro, especially in heat as well.
Yeah.
Like, and you got a heat dash and what, bro, it's just, yeah, it's too much. Like, for me, I don't understand why he needed that move. He was always coming with the down forward one, or try and do stuff. He has a bunch of new strings now. He now doesn't have like he doesn't have no block stagger on that full crouch down forward four one move. He's just too good.
Yeah.
And I was saying it from the early stages, and I remember like people like, nah, Feng is not top five. I was like,
That's what I found really weird. I remember I was talking in one of my boys' group chats, and I was saying to them, Feng seems more powerful in this game than Seven to me, but there's more knowledgeable players saying the otherwise. They're saying that he's not that good, and I was playing and I was like, no, there's something's not adding up here. Feng seems ridiculous in this game, but I'm okay with nerfing my characters in the interest of getting a better game. I think
Yeah.
everybody should be okay if their characters I don't mind characters getting buffed either. I think Leroy probably deserves a bit of a buff at this point.
Wait, we're good. That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah, we won't get into it now. I know it's an emotional topic for you, but
Oh, shit, bro. I'm sitting there and people are just laughing and saying I'm complaining and this and that. I'm like, bro, the character is bad. Oh no, it's not that bad, bro. When's the last time you fought a strong Leroy in ranked? You don't see them. They're very rare, bro. They're very rare in this game because he's not good. Like, I've had to go and pick other characters and then understand, okay, I understand why everyone else is happy because these characters actually work in this game. Whereas my character doesn't have money plus moves. And the plus moves that I do use, I have to take a big risk. Up forward two is like that spinning punch thing. You can sidestep or sidewalk left or right.
yeah, he
It's
definitely
not-
doesn't. He doesn't seem as threatening as he was in Seven. Even after the nerf, he doesn't seem as threatening. But I think that, like, you should not be afraid of your character getting nerfed, because ultimately we want a game that's going to be good for everyone. Personally, I think Feng Wei is less fun in this state. He's too strong. Like, he doesn't need to do that much damage. I think if you want to give him really oppressive pokes, fine. I think maybe
Yeah.
a chip damage on some of them is a bit stupid. That back three, I don't know if it needs chip damage, if it's going to be +5 or +6. But if you're going to give him that stuff, then his combos should not be doing 60-70%. And he has fantastic wall carry as well. So I'm taking you to the wall. Feng at the wall's a nightmare as well. I would put him in league with Paul sometimes. And it just, for me as a Feng Wei player, it's not as fun as playing Feng in like Tekken 6, because Tekken 6 Feng, he had good pokes, but he had low combo damage, and you had to poke the shit out of somebody.
Yep, you had to work. You don't have to work with this thing. This thing here, bro, back three, down back three, mid down forward one, and then you start going to town. Just make them be your key moves, and everything else just go to town with. Just start using other moves to kind of confuse your opponent. Bro, thing is ridiculous, man. Like I said, I stick by my statement. People are changing their tier list and putting them in top 5. Bro, I stick by my statement. He's top 5 in the game. I'm not changing what I said. You're slowly starting to see people change it, though. You're slowly starting to see people say Tekkens top 5. I can see it already. He's cheap.
One character I think people are sleeping on a lot, though, and I'm not sure why, is Victor. Victor is so stupid, bro, and he's so easy to use as well that I'm not entirely sure why people are putting him so low. I mean, isn't Arslan also using him next to Azucena and running people over?
So Victor's strong, and like I use Victor as well. Victor's strong, but the problem with Victor is he has to take. He's not a plus heavy machine. So like, if I do forward 1, which is that big sword swipe move, I'm -9. If I do down back 4, if you block it, you can launch me. The only moves that I think deserve a nerf, and I main the character, and I'm gonna fully say this, is his high power crush. That move is very cheap.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be safe. That should be all high power crushes should be -10 minimum. Like they shouldn't. You shouldn't be able to. Like he's doing this with armor. Like what?
Do you know what else makes that move worse? That mid that he does, because he's got that mid and it staggers you. You're like, oh shit, I better not press a button. And then when you do, you get jabbed in the face.
Yeah, jabbed the face. Yeah, exactly. But I abuse that. Like running 2, boom. You're like block stagger. Oh, you want to press? Bam. And then I'm in heat. Like it's just not a good way to. It's just not a good. In my opinion, the stuff that they have in Tekken 8 it seems fun and it seems like there's potential to have fun, but I generally feel like this game was rushed. And I was saying from the early stages when the last week coming up to the game, I said I think the game should hold back, and that's me as a Tekken fan saying I think the game is not ready yet. Like I think it needs to hold back because we haven't seen like some of these characters. You didn't see the Dragonovs, we didn't see all these other characters, and I was just looking thinking this is gonna be a disaster, and I can feel it. Like obviously I don't want to wish that on any company or brand or anything like that, but it's just when you can see that all these other, we've had the CBT, we have a CNT, we've had a closed beta test, and it's like, okay, I kind of see where this game's going, but then you start seeing that these other trailers are coming out like near to the end, and you're like, oh, you're seeing Dragunov doing a wall attack throw. What? Why? You know that's gonna be damaged from the way how it looks, man. It's like bam, bam, and then he's booting you. That's gonna do damage. They didn't show the life bars, but I just knew it was gonna do damage. What does it do? It does damage.
Because one of his criticisms in Tekken 7 was his wall damage was terrible, wasn't it? So they decided to just buff it through the roof.
Yeah, like bro, his wall damage. I don't even think his wall damage was that bad. Like when he gets you to the wall, he'll do back to shoulder barge. But now it's so fancy. It's like he gets you to the wall, you do this running knee, which is an attack throw. Then you get the new extension at the wall, which is down 3 to 1+2. But then again, he's in front of your face. So it's like when people are losing to this character, I am not even. Someone says, "Oh yeah, boom, I got lost to Dragunov." What are you meant to do to that?
Yeah.
Like he's a pressure machine. Once he's got you to the wall, it's guess for games. And in this game, like especially in a game where you've got heat dash and stuff like that as well, like it's just like you blocked, you guessed right, but he does heat dash. If you're at the wall with most heat dash, well, I think with all heat dashes, you're even more plus because you get into that wall crush state where your back goes against the wall, and then you can guard, but you can't low parry.
Yeah.
It's dumb, bro.
It's a bit of a mess.
It's so overpowering that it's like you can be playing for hours and like you could be in the same position and you're like, well, why am I doing this? Like you love Tekken and it's a brand new game, but me personally, I find myself sitting there like, bro, why am I doing this to myself, bro? It's a new game and that I get it and it's fun, like to see a new Tekken, but even viewerships are dying, bro. Twitch viewerships, Street Fighter 6 is beating it.
Really?
Like, I don't even have to look at it now. But if I was to look at it now, I can guarantee it's beating it. Like, it's dying.
Do you think Tekken 8 is dying?
I hate you when you put me on the spotlight, bro. You can't just put me on the spotlight.
Because you said it's dying, so
I don't know to clip me out of context and say, yo, this is what he's saying. I'd have a lot of heat on myself, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But it's not dying. It's just like, yeah. Put it this way. Let's put it into different context, yeah. If there was a new drink that came out and like we're in our group chat, yeah. If I was to say, boom, this version of this drink came out, this tastes rubbish, yeah. then you got it and you said it tastes rubbish, and now everyone else is saying it's rubbish. The interest is gone, right? Cool. So now everyone, so it's kind of similar to Tekken. Like everyone's got this game, everyone's playing it, people are complaining about Tekken on social media. So naturally, the interest is gonna go, right? I'm not saying that people are gonna stop playing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the interest to the game is gonna go until when they have a new patch, because we're gonna be like, oh, okay, things are probably gonna be changed. Is it better? Yes or no? It's a new topic of discussion. But now, like, bro, everyone is saying the patch is rubbish, bro. Like everyone. So now it's like, all right, I'm seeing them that are pro players jumping back onto Tekken 7. They're jumping onto different games. Like, bro, like Eddie's been out. I played him on Monday. I haven't played him since. I haven't even streamed Tekken for the last couple of days. Like, I'm trying to say, bro. Like, it's
So
just
would you say it's more fair? Right now, it's in hot water. Like it's people have all eyes are on Tekken. They need to address the situation. Because personally, I agree with you. I don't think it's dying, but I think there's problems right now. I don't think the franchise Tekken itself is on its deathbed. It's got too much goodwill, and people love Tekken. But this patch is there's no other way to say it. It's a shambolic patch, bro. It's just terrible. It's the worst patch that I've seen Namco put out for a Tekken game ever.
Ever, bro. Like, it's the thing is, I don't want to give them like just a lot of like slack. It's obviously it's hard for a 3D fighting game, and obviously there's 2D fighting games, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and stuff like that. That they don't really need to patch stuff because there ain't like collision detection that much on 3D axis. It's kind of like 2D axis, right? So if a move hits in a certain way, just have to maybe like extend, or you kind of extend the hurt box, or kind of like not extend it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Whereas
Yeah, there's a lot more going on in Tekken.
Yeah, like it can track to the left, then they got trying to change that, then there's a lot going on, and I want to give them credit for like even being it's the only 3D fighting game that's really going right now,
Yeah.
So Calibur's not around, Dead or Alive's not around, so they're really trying. So I want to at least say thank you for trying. Like, I'm a big, huge fan. But the patch itself, man, bro, that patch really did hurt, man. It hurt a lot of people because it's like everyone wants to play this game and be excited and be happy. And, I don't like, obviously, Eddie was the best thing for the patch. Eddie's good. I think Eddie's hella fun. But it's, yeah, we're not, there's no direction. It's like it's like being in a relationship and you have no direction. There's nothing. You're just here for the moment. And I feel like this game and the players, especially myself, we're here for the moment, but we can't see the direction of this game. We see the Tekken shops come. Okay, we got a blank ball. That's premium. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I hear what you're trying to say. I want to break down a couple of those things. Like, obviously, I want to talk about Tekken Tag 2 and Tekken 7 with reference to Tekken 8. Now, I love Tekken Tag 2. I know it's a bit of a broken mess. It's all over the place.
I love it though.
I remember actually Tekken Tag 2 was the first Tekken game that I entered tournament for. And I remember I was dismantling people. I don't know if you remember this. I came up against you in a semi-finals. We weren't friends at this point. We weren't talking. And I sat down and I don't know who you were talking to, but people had been bigging me up in the tournament and you were ready to tear my head off. And you turned around to your boy and you must have said, this is what I live for. And you proceeded to batter me, bro. Like you beat me like I did something wrong to you. I was like, right, you have to do me like that. I think you were, correct me if I'm wrong, you were using Ganryu and Bob.
Yeah.
And
hold on. For context. Bro, listen. Back then, I was a serious trash talker, though. Like, a lot of the scene that are still here from now for Tekken 8 know that the Jay that I am now today, compared to that Jay in Tag 2, this is what I was like with my brethren.
This was 12 years ago, right?
Yeah. Like, there was no... Like, bro, I'll be honest, there was filter, but the filter level was very low in it. So it's like, if I got my brethren there, I'll be like, yeah, man, I'm going to beat it, man.
Yeah.
Playing, and this is how I am in it. But what I realized moving forward, obviously business side and all of that stuff, I've come across so many people that they handle things differently. So that's why I'm a lot different now, innit? Like I will wait till I get to know someone and see if, oh, is that what you're tracking to me? All right, cool. This is
Mm.
what I live for. We're gonna do this.
Yeah.
But I don't do it if I don't like if I don't know someone, I'm not gonna just start. I'm just gonna just like
Yeah, I
I
mean,
kind of
I,
I
I've
kind of
I've
go.
got thick skin, so like when you did it, I kind of laughed as well. I found it funny. I was like, right, because I had a lot of hype. I had a lot of hype surrounding me in that tournament because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had
yeah.
just come off winning like two MKX tournaments in London, and then I won a Soul Calibur tournament. And I think you were like, you're not a Tekken man, bro. Go back to your games, and you battered me. And I remember playing, and I was like, bro, maybe I'm not a Tekken man.
Oh man, I'm sorry, bro.
Nah, it's good, man. Joe, those you need to take those beatings sometimes because sometimes you'll think you're sick at the game, and certain man will let you know you're not from this world.
Oh, I was such a prick back then, bro. I'm sorry, man.
Nah, it's all good. Do you know? I took when you beat because I hadn't played a game with you before. I had no idea what it was capable of.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
when you did that, I was like, okay, cool. I didn't even get a chance to bring out Jinpachi. You were making sure Feng Wei did not escape. Like I
yeah,
was
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
tag
yeah.
out because Jinpachi with rage was like I didn't even have to be good. I just had to hit you once and you were
Yeah,
dead. But that but so
that's
like to
crazy.
go from that, obviously we've been playing Tag 2, we've been playing Tekken 7, we were there from like the beginning to the end of them.
Yeah.
Tekken Tag 2 is known for being a lot of fun but broken, and Tekken 7 when it came out was pretty broken. Like I remember Arsenal did a really good video on it,
Mm.
showing how busted Tekken 7 was, and a couple of other content creators, I can't remember their names, but showing how busted the arcade version was, and then how messed up Season 1 was, how ridiculous Akuma was. Do you
Mm.
think experiencing Tag 2 in its entirety and experiencing Tekken 7 in its entirety, do you think they got off to a better start than Tekken 8 minus this patch?
Yeah, but it's you can't compare those games though,
Why not?
because Tekken Tag 2 had the arcade. Tekken 7 had the arcade before they put it into, the commercial release for consoles and stuff like that. So it's like you've had all them man rinse the game. You've got like JDCR, Saint, all them man, they're playing in the arcades 24, not 24/7, but they're playing bare games.
Mm.
I don't know how they do their reporting system to Bandai Namco or what the process is, but they're mashing the game in arcade, and then like they'll have it for like, remember Tekken 7 7.0 was in the arcade for 2 years
Yeah.
before Tekken 7 came out on console. Same like Tag 2, we was watching stuff in Green Arcade on Twitch before it got out to console. So it's very difficult to compare that to, Tekken 8, where had had no arcade presence. It would literally was they gave it to the content creators at the start. Then they had the closed network test to see the online. Then we had closed beta tests, and then we had I think we had something else just before, but I can't remember where it is. So it's like four different times with the game. Yes, they could, like I said, they could have done better in terms of like getting players to come over, like not for content purposes, but for the game and focus on the game.
Mm.
But I don't know, man. I just can't like.
Do you
There's
think that we're living through the Tekken 8 arcade era right now?
100%, 100%. We're living through it, but we shouldn't be living through it at the expense of £70.
Yeah. So you think they
And
should have gotten their act together before the game came out because we don't. It's not from that time anymore.
bro, this is what I'm saying. I feel like most of these Japanese fighting game developers, they still haven't changed with the times. Like they've changed a bit. Like you're seeing they're being more transparent with like the Tekken talk, and Capcom are starting to talk and stuff like that. They're being more like they're marketing their games better, like in terms of telling us what's happening and doing the trailers, making everything look pretty and stuff like that. But we're still not getting what we should be getting, which is, if you're going to market out, you might as well make the game a free to play game if you're going to behave like that, and
Yeah.
then release it afterwards and then put the full dollar on it. Like that might be the method. Obviously, games can die like that way though, because you've got multiverses,
Yeah.
which everyone was rinsing at the start, and then no one even knew that the game was a beta until like a month or two down the line, and then everyone stopped playing it. Now they're saying they're releasing it on the 28th. We don't know if people are even gonna even remotely care about it.
Mm.
So there's two sides to it. Obviously people have purchased the game now. Their sales seem to be doing really good. I need to check what their sales are, but then it's kind of like cheeky to say, all right, this game is not done, but hey, we've got premium pass. Oh, hey, we've got costumes from the old games, and we're gonna charge you. But it's like, what? The game's not even done, bro. Like what? What? Like people are gonna be confused, and that's why everyone. I can understand why people are upset on Twitter and social media and stuff like that. But you also gotta understand they're a business. People
Yeah.
need to be paid. If they're putting this stuff into the game, I know people. They're gonna be some people out there that are modders and gonna say, "Oh, it's not that hard." Fairs, but for them, it might be. For them, they what their resources are, they might have to pay. I don't know, but yeah, it's we're in a bit of a sticky situation, man. And
I think what Tekken did was it's disappointing because I think the base model is pretty much good. Like we said, with all the other modes, story, gameplay is busted right now, but there's fun to be had there. And obviously, if a game can provide fun, then there's some value. I think where they've really messed up is that I don't like it when people say if you don't like it, don't buy it because they lied to us. The Tekken shop and the battle pass were already planned. It's not something that they came up with after the game came out. They already knew they were going to implement that. They didn't implement the Tekken shop because they wanted to skirt around reviews.
do you think? All right, let's talk about that. Then.
Yeah.
Do you think, yeah, that the Tekken shop was planned? Then do you think
Oh,
100%?
1000%. This was planned when the name Tekken 8 dropped on Harada's desk. There's no way the game released and then Harada said, do you know what we should do? Let's add monetization. That was already there. They did not add it in because they watched what happened in Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. They were probably looking at the general gaming landscape and how people are very critical of microtransactions. And they were like, right, to not get review bombed, to get a few more points on the scorecard, we're going to drop a game with 0 microtransactions. All going to be in-game. And immediately all of us were suspicious because how quickly do you earn Tekken coins in the game? You could basically buy everything after you finish story mode, right? So they then drop a Tekken shop in a month after the game comes out. And I'm like, okay, cool. We discussed it here before. Like, okay, 1 tier of monetization. I wasn't happy with it, but the prices weren't as bad as Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna like blow my lid because there's only gonna be 2 characters I'll probably buy costumes for, so whatever. Then they drop another tier of monetization, and for me, it's not the fact that they want to put monetization in the game. It's the fact that they took away the ability for people to say, I don't want to buy your game because you have 2 tiers of monetization. If I knew that beforehand, I'll be honest with you, I would have bought Tekken. I was gonna buy Tekken. It's one of my favorite fighting, one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
But at least I wouldn't have been duped into it. But for the people that were on the fence about Tekken and the people that wanted to get into it for the first time, should have been told beforehand, this is also in the game.
Yeah, but the thing is, all right, cool. So when I asked you that question, it wasn't a case of like, oh, I don't know, like I don't think so, or I was disagreeing. I agree. They definitely did know that Tekken 8 is gonna have a shop. Like that was common sense to me, because obviously I'm looking and they were saying, you know, online practice mode in the closed beta is gonna be out in a later date, and I'm like, well, this has to be a paid thing, right?
Yeah.
Like they know what they're doing because they're saying it in the closed beta. Maybe they left it in and they forgot because it's not even in this game. Like
Yeah.
the game that we have, it doesn't say nothing about no online practice or nothing like that.
It's just disappeared.
So it just disappeared, thin air, bro. With nothing to see here. So they definitely knew about a shop. It's disappointing that they didn't tell people beforehand. Like, but maybe they didn't tell people because they knew they was gonna all have this reaction. I personally didn't care. Like, I'm like, if I don't want it, I'm not gonna buy it. I don't care, and like, it's just whatever. The game is here. I've got the game. The story mode was sick. Cool. My only problem with it is just the balance, and the balancing is trash at the minute. But in terms of if you look at like the shop, it's like, all right, cool. Some people are buying the premium pass, but like, there's nothing in it for me. So why do I need to pay for it? Do you get what I'm saying?
I
And
hear
that's
what you're
how I look-
saying, but I'm trying to look at it like objectively rather than subjectively. Objectively, like the business practice itself is probably something that gamers should pay attention to because they've been doing this over time very slowly with games. They've been taking things away and they're sort of dropping them in. And you know when you trickle things down to people, they don't really notice. They do this with like our lives in general. The government do it to us and whatever. They amp up the price of gas They amp up the price of
That's true.
petrol. It's a couple pennies here and there. 5 years down the line, you're like, what the hell happened? And they're doing the
Mm-hmm.
same thing with games. They're taking things away here and there, and they're dropping them into shops, or they're dropping tidbits of information later when they should have dropped it earlier. And it's conditioning gamers, like it does with people in everyday life, to be like, it's not a big deal, whatever, I'm just not going to buy it. But the problem is that at some point it's going to become a problem for you, because they're going to take away so much. Like, for example, Eddie has just dropped, right? Eddie
Mm-hmm.
comes with 3 costumes. That's like a standard in Tekken 8. But
Yeah.
that's not. I don't think that's going to be a standard in Tekken 9 or Tekken 10. I think a DLC character will drop. They'll have 2 costumes maybe next time, and you'll be like, "Well, it's not my character, so I don't care." And in the Tekken 10, a character will drop with 1 costume, and people say they don't care, and it will get to the point where it's like, maybe we should just start caring about everything they're doing, because slowly by slowly they're stripping away the game, and they're realizing that, okay, they paid for this. Let's see how much leeway we can take now. And that's what the battle pass feels like. They sold us a battle pass. The worst thing about the battle pass for me is it's 600 coins. But when you go to purchase the Tekken coins, 399 is 500, which is a standard free-to-play game practice that you don't expect to see in a full-price game. It's bad enough you put it in there, and then you did the exact same thing that free-to-play games did, which is you're literally duping people. And I hear when people say, oh, well, just don't buy it, but you're not looking at the big picture here. Like, they are fucking with us, and people are just shrugging their shoulders.
I don't. So I don't know if that was done intent. Like I know.
Cora, bro,
Nah.
that was intentional.
So like I don't think them copying the idea was intentional. Obviously, them doing that is they want you to buy more coins. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that part is intentional, but I don't think they saw Fortnite or whatever game that because they do that and because they know they need to make money. It's a free to play game. They need to make money somehow, right? I don't think they looked at Fortnite and said, "Oh, okay, this is why they're doing this. We're gonna emulate that and put that into our
You don't
game."
think so?
I don't think so. I think personally, I don't think that's what they tried to do. I think they done that in a way of they want to make money, but they didn't look at it from Fortnite and say, "Oh, okay, they're doing it that way, so we're gonna do it the same way." Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I know that there are ways to make money, but I think it's from a way of like, if you buy 1,000 coins, I mean, if you buy 1,000 Tekken coins or whatever tokens, then you can buy other things. That's the way how I'm looking at it. I don't think they looked at like those games and said, "Oh, we're gonna copy you directly with no thought process." Do you get what I'm saying?
I hear what
'Cause,
you're
like,
saying, but I think that also creates another problem, because the way they've designed the Tekken shop, I think they looked at other businesses and they were like, this is working for free to play games. What if we can apply this in a game that's already paid? Think of the profits. I think that's the mentality they had. But I also think that when you make
yeah.
it 600 coins to buy the premium pass, but 500 coins to purchase the Tekken coins, I think you condition people into thinking, oh, I've got an extra 100. It's not a big deal. I'll just buy this as well. And people get used to doing that over time. I think all of this comes down to, like, I don't want to say like psychological warfare, but I definitely think they understand consumerism and how people react to these sort of things in the West, right? Because we live in a capitalist nation, and consumerism is rife.
Right.
And I think that these companies understand that very well. And the thing that bothers me is that I understand people, some people just want to switch over, they just want to play the game. They don't want to hear about capitalism and communism and socialism, all that stuff. But that's obviously not me. And I'm always honest to people on my channel. When I see these things, immediately I'm like, there's someone at Namco, just like there is at someone at all of these places, that understands how to get their hands in your wallet. And they also know that you're not going to care enough to say, get your hand out of my wallet. And that's kind of I don't want to say awareness, because I don't think people are stupid enough to not realize it. I just think they're too lazy to care, and I think they should. Because ultimately, I think they're going to continue doing that. I think this is going to continuously it's going to get worse and worse. These sort of practices were unheard of 25 years ago, right? When we grew up with Tekken, this was unheard of. When Tekken launched, it was a full Tekken game. We had full customization options. Tekken Force was there. Time attack, team battles, survival mode, Devil Within, whatever you call it. It was all there. Even Tekken 5 had Tekken 1, 2, and 3 in it, right? They had whole other games in there.
Yep.
And
we're gonna have to pay for that, Just remember.
Yeah.
Remember, I told you the old school games. I'm saying it here. I haven't said it on nowhere else, not even on my own channel. Tekken 1, 2, and 3, we're gonna have to pay for in the Tekken shop.
Oh,
This
100%.
conversation, just remember we said
Yeah.
this. People are gonna be like, nah, we're not, bro. That's gonna be in like the shop where you have to pay. It's not gonna be in no pass, nothing. You're gonna have to pay for that.
Yeah.
Like, and the online practice that's coming, I think we're gonna have to pay for that too. People think that when I say this stuff, that I'm crazy, bro. I was the person saying we have to pay for frame data in season 3. No one believed me. They said nope. I rather said this. Bro, frame data came out and we had to pay.
Yeah.
And if, bro, the video is there. Like people were like, nah, no way you said that and it came true. And I have no shares in the company, bro. I have no inside man or nothing. But I understand where things are going.
Yeah.
Like, especially with this game, like I understand it. Like you talk about the costumes. If you look at Tekken 7, there's more costumes that you get with the characters than you do in Tekken 8.
Yeah.
Right? Like we used to before in Tekken 7, you get like I think you get like 4 presets, and then you might get like 3 other costumes that like you might get 7 altogether. Like in this game, you get 4, which is not a problem. I think it's cool. Like I don't mind like having 4 costumes. I don't like as long as they're not all the same and it's just different colors. Like they got different costumes. I
Yeah.
cannot complain about that. If you look at Street Fighter 6, you've got 2 costumes. It's either one color or the other color.
Yeah.
The rest you better grind World Tour, and then the other one you gotta pay for, which, do you know what I mean? Like, no one's really on the Street Fighter side has complained about that, despite it being a 2D game and Tekken being a 3D game. So, like, all the models and stuff, it's probably a lot more work. But again, like I said, I'm happy with that. But the problem is what are they trying to do here? Like, are you trying to like we've got a lot of casuals playing the game and there's a lot of casuals that's also dropped off. Are you trying to keep the casuals? Are you trying to make a money here? Are you trying to make a quick buck? Because let's be honest, Tekken 7, they made money. People were still playing the game. People were still traveling to the Tekken World Tours. People were still doing, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, you have a new world tour now. Like, what is the thought process here? Like, do you know, like
Yeah.
the
It does
premium
seem
pass.
confusing.
Yeah, like the premium pass, like bro, I'm gonna buy it just to say, here's my support. Get me? I know people might be like, what the wrong with you? Right? Like, bro,
No, it's,
I've
it's
been
your
playing
money if you want to buy it. I won't buy it because I think it's insulting. But
it is insulting, but this it's just to show, like, I don't have no problems with them. The problem I have is like it's not with like Harada, Michael Myers stuff, because there's obviously a whole organization.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They have to have these conversations, and I feel like they get a lot of slack. It's not just them, right? And I think I even heard, like, there's some people in like Bandai Namco and stuff like that, that probably have more of a word to say about these type of things than Harada. Do you get what I'm saying? He's the face, but there's probably people behind scenes that have to say yes or no.
oh no,
And
one
he has
hundred percent. I know that the thing with Harada and Michael Murray is that they're the faces of the franchise now. Like Harada specifically, and Michael Murray's there with him. So I think when people get angry, they direct the anger at him. But we all know
Exactly.
there's a lot of big wigs that are basically pulling the strings. I don't know if you can completely alleviate Harada of all blame because it is still his game. But I think when it comes to business practices, it probably isn't him that's like implementing battle pass and saying take this away and take that away. He did actually, like Moonsault Slayer put on his Twitter that Harada is the one that said these people don't care about Tekken. They want to make money. And so
There we go.
yeah, I don't entirely blame Harada. It's the same stance that I took with NRS. I was like, I don't entirely blame them. It's
I'm
probably
not
Warner
pushing him
Brothers.
out the story, though. I'm not pushing him out. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to push him away from what I'm not saying. Rah, he's completely gone from what I'm saying. He's still a part. He's still a part of it. But there might be some people that are pulling the strings behind closed doors and saying, "Look, you're gonna have to release this, and this is gonna have to be that." And he has to be the face that says, "Yeah, boom, here's the Tekken shop." Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like the Tekken shop, bro. If I be completely honest, it's terrible.
Oh
Like,
yeah, it's terrible.
bro, like there's not like they're in the premium pass, there's stuff like character poses on the so if I go to your profile, I have different character poses that you can't actually get. Like they have chose the poses for some of the characters. Like you got Devil Kazuya standing there. Like that's in the premium pass. You have to pay for that. But my thing is, no one goes on no one's profiles because you have to go and find each other on Fight Lounge, and then you have to add each other.
Oh, it's
Bro,
so annoying.
we need to start doing things that actually make sense in this game, which is why when I was complaining or why I was ranting when the game was there, it was all for a good cause. that people just turn the narrative. Bro, you shouldn't have to go in the fight lounge to add each other, bro. Like
Yeah.
it should literally be on the front page. Boom. You want to add a friend? Right, type in name. Oh, okay. These are the people. Add. Like, bro, fight lounge is meant to be something that's meant to be fun, interactive. You play with people. You shouldn't have to. Oh, I have to jump into the fight lounge to play. Like, why? Oh, I have to jump into fight lounge to then see you, to then add you. Bro, what happens if I don't find you? What happens
Yeah.
if I can't go into that lobby? Like, what happens if all lobbies are full? Like, I'm not saying they're all gonna be because not everyone's playing the game at the minute, but you just don't know. These are the things that it shouldn't be this hard. Apparently, you can go into replay and then type in someone. Why do I need to go into replay? These
Yeah.
are the UI needs to be easy for everyone. The user interface needs to be easy for everyone. I
Yeah.
shouldn't have to do that stuff. So
I think when
yeah,
people hear like complaints or ranting on games, they immediately think you've turned against it or that you hate the game. But a lot of the time when you're ranting about it, it's because you have a love for the franchise and you want things to be better. I think like
the
one
problem.
one thing obviously that I understand with social media is that there's clip culture and there is very low attention span. I mean, as that people that like I read YouTube analytics and I look at user retention and that, and I know that people have like low retention rates across the board. I'm not just talking about my videos. If you look at other
In general.
YouTubers, you can look in general. People, our society has a low attention rate, and so the immediately when they hear you talk about something, you start off on a negative note, like, oh, this guy hates the game, blah blah blah, and it's like you can't really get a point across, so you get labeled as being negative, which
Mhm.
I is something I expected when I decided to start talking again on YouTube. I already knew, so it's not like I'm butthurt about it, but it
Mhm.
skews the conversation because I honestly like having conversations with randoms. I try my best to reply to people in the comment section,
No, same, same.
but it's very difficult to have an honest conversation with somebody if they're just going to if they're not listening to criticisms. Criticisms come from a good place sometimes. Like you want something to do better. We're not just shitting on Tekken for the sake of it. And to be clear, like we both I like Tekken 8. I enjoy play. Others I wouldn't play it. It's like Mortal Kombat 1, right? I don't like that game. I really
You
don't
just
like that
don't play
game.
it.
I don't play it. And I've told people if you think I'm lying, I can show you my last played on Mortal Kombat 1. I only have it on PS5. The only time I turned it on was to show people the issues of the game. But I haven't played a
Mm.
ranked game. I haven't played somebody offline since because I believe what I say. I believe Mortal Kombat 1 is a shit game at its base. So
It robbed
whatever
me.
they build on top of it is going to crumble because there's no base there. But Tekken 8 has a base. I think it has a solid base. They've just put some shit on top of it.
Mortal Kombat 1 robbed me, first of all. I just want to let you know that. Mortal Kombat 1 robbed me because I completed story mode and I didn't get who's the character's name again? Once you complete story mode, you get is it Havoc? Havoc.
Havoc.
Havoc. I didn't get him. I
No?
completed story mode. Bro, I'm saying, bro, look, I've turned up my console, turned it back on. I didn't get him at all.
Hmm.
And I was like, what's going on there? So I've looked online, everyone's saying, yeah, you got a complete story mode. Bro, I done it on stream, and everyone's like, bro, that's weird. So I said, all right, cool. Well, I guess that's it then, innit? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on. And then even then, I just kind of just didn't really get into the game. I felt like it was still kind of stuck in mud type of stuff. I don't really like games where you're kind of like you have to be like to jump. Yes, I felt like I have to jump all the time to get to close to the opponent. Moves that weren't moving me close,
Yeah.
which is kind of why I like Street Fighter because you have drive rush. You can move forward at any time, and I know drive rush is not a thing that everyone likes, but it just helps you from like jumping. You know, like most of the times in these old school 2D fighting games, everyone's just trying to jump to get closer to you. Jump, jump, jump. So
Mm.
that's how you know how to do the Dragon Punch and all those things. But Tekken 8, I love it, man. I love Tekken 8. I don't love the balancing. That is just all I can really say about the game. I don't like the balancing in terms of the characters. I don't like the balancing of the fight pass. The fight pass is like it's just yeah, the fight pass, the premium pass is meant to give me that FOMO, you know, fear of missing out. Like bro, there's nothing to miss out on. I'm looking at it, bro. There's a blank ball.
Yeah.
I will always remember the blank ball because it's like that's almost like saying to me, bro, like I've got something special for you, and it's like it's basically nothing, bro. It's like, bro, what is a blank ball, bro? Like, what is a blank ball doing
It's
in
it's actually
premium?
it's actually mad. Like I am flabbergasted because I've seen the meme everywhere. I don't get it, but I
Yeah.
understand your gripes with it. I love Tekken 8, but my issues with the game are the business practices around it and the dismissal of dealing with pluggers. That really rubbed me the wrong way. I mean, they were so quick to strike people's channels on YouTube for mods, And I was like, do you know what? Yeah, I understand if they don't want the mods. It's their game. But to go at somebody's livelihood for content creators that have been making videos around your game for a long time, and we know that they supported Tekken 7 as well. We know the modding community were a driving force behind a lot of like casuals getting behind Tekken 7.
Mm.
So for them to go that hard on them on YouTube and strike their channels down, and and it was just a bit. It was like, what are we doing here? You're trying to piss everyone off.
Do you know where that comes from, though? That comes from the disconnect, bro. Like the Japanese audience or just the people that work at Bandai Namco, there's a large disconnect between the Western side and obviously Asia as well. And the reason why I say that is because this happens. This happens, bro. Like, for example, what was it again? I think I done a reaction to Street Fighter or the I think it was the League. I was just doing a reaction, just kind of like talking about like the characters and the playstyle, bro. I got striked, bro, and I'm like,
Really?
what's happened? Yeah, bro, I got striked, bro, and I was like, what's happening here, like, bro, like, I'm already white. Obviously, I don't want to say it too much, but yeah, my channel's whitelisted, isn't it? So it's like, I don't know what happened, but and Tekken has done the same thing previously too, and it's like, what's going on? My channel's white, but it's whitelisted. But for the people that don't know what whitelisted mean, it
Yeah,
just
I don't know what
basically
that is. I know what blacklisted is, but
so blacklisted is if like if there's certain things that go on your channel, if you try to upload certain things, they will make sure that yeah, you ain't getting no like deals, you're not getting no campaigns, you're not getting your channel is gone, blacklisted, bro. But whitelisted is the opposite, the total opposite. So like, if there is certain things that you upload, like you get kind of like the go ahead, you get the pass, right? So if I was to like do something, it's like okay, I get the pass, but then like it's within reason. Like I couldn't go and like take their song and then throw up their song on my video. I'll still get like the copyright notice and all of that stuff. But I can do reactions to a video without there being issue. Or if there is a reaction, if there is an issue, I can then say, all right, cool. Look, this is what's going on. So yeah, like certain things happen, but that these things are not. It's bigger than Harada, Michael Murray. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's not them. You have to then go to their team, speak to their team about certain things, and this is where the problem is that there ain't no. When they say there's community managers, this and that, there ain't that connection. There ain't that bridge. Do you get what I'm saying? And the bridge is what's causing a lot of problems. What they should have done, if I was them, was say, Tekken A, we just want to give a notice out. If you lot are creating mods, please stop. We will be issuing out strikes on your channel. They didn't do that. What they did is they issued out strikes. I don't know too much about the strikes. I only heard about it very, very recent, about people's channels being striked. And I was like, did they put a note out saying it? No.
they went for some prominent names like IMOP. They went after his channel.
I like his channel as well. I think his channel is really good.
Yeah, there was another person. Their channel begins with U. I feel bad for not remembering it, but it was all over Twitter, and I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but they've been doing mods for some time, and they struck that channel down. The channel was just they cut it off, and I was like, you can't do that. This is a bit fucked up. Like, I understand it's your game, and you can kind of do whatever you want, but also mods and these games are like symbiotic. They kind of work hand in hand, and we've seen mods for years. I mean, look at Elden Ring. There was a whole mod that you could fight the One Piece, you could fight Kaido, you could fight Big Mama, you could use Zoro, and everyone was like, "Oh, that was the reason I bought Elden Ring." I don't even play mods. I saw that and I was like, "Yeah, I want to play this game."
Yeah.
So like,
I haven't seen that. I'm gonna go on YouTube that after this. That was actually sick.
yeah, you could put Shanks in the game and like Dragon and all this stuff, and I was like, "Right, this is sick." But I had no interest in the actual mod. I was just watching the gameplay. And I was like, "Oh, this game looks sick," and I bought Elden Ring. And I'm sure that there's been things like that before where people have seen mods and they're like, "Oh, I want to try this out." I think what they should have done is they should have been like, "Listen, we don't want you selling things that we are later going to sell in the Tekken store. Fine, it's your game, whatever. We don't want you selling mods, period. We don't want you uploading sexy busty Reina or Jun in her Calvin Klein underwear because it doesn't represent the image you're going for. Fine, it's your game, whatever."
Bingo.
Yeah, I think
you're hitting the nail on the head, bro.
Yeah.
That's
it's
what you're saying.
communication, right?
Right. So what you're saying, yeah, is exactly what I'm talking about. There is a disconnect. And what I mean by that is the communication is not that people don't know. Like, it could be all innocence. They just love the game and they want to see this stuff in the game, so they're just putting out mods. Remember, majority of these mods are free. You just click download and you just install it in the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know about the paid ones. Again, I don't know about that stuff.
I was only told about that. I don't know if they're paid, but
That's what I'm saying. I don't know, but like what I'm saying is that they had to do was just say, look, we're moving into a different direction with Tekken 8. What we're gonna do is we don't want any channels selling mods or doing any of that stuff. If you do, we will be issuing out strikes. It's fair enough. The same thing they done with pluggers, where they were saying to pluggers, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be looking into it." Cool.
yeah, they gave them a warning.
Right. So how can you give a warning to the people that are doing these stuff? And there's probably some that are still doing it even now. But then people that are just doing stuff out of fan service and love, you're gonna penalize them. I don't think that makes any sense. And that's what I'm saying. There's so much disconnect and there's so much ways that these can be like resolved. It's just communication.
Yeah.
It's just like having, if there's a friend there and you lot don't get along and because of communication, but one thing is communication that can help.
Yeah,
Just
it would have been
talk it
very
out.
easy as well because every single person that is involved with Tekken Online, whether it's modding or people like me and you, we would have seen that message. And even if you didn't, we're going to retweet it. Like, we're going to tweet out saying, oh, this is what they're saying. Maximilian dude's going to cover it because he talks about mods sometimes, or he talks about general fight. Everyone would see it. Everyone's going to see it. So the Namco team or the Tekken team can't use the excuse that that's too much work. All they got to do is tell Harada, tweet this out. Everybody's going to see it. Button Check will cover it. We will probably talk about it. Max will talk about it. There'll be no way for these modders to not see it, and it will be like, okay, they've told you, you might not like it, but it's their game. But instead, they attacked people, but they gave pluggers 100 chances and tried to tell us that, oh, there's all this legal shit that's going on. I was like, I don't know what this legal... I've never heard of this before. I spoke to some people that I know from like the Counter-Strike community. Spoke to people from COD. Spoke to people from Gears of War. I spoke to people from Rocket League, from all of these esports games where cheating is very prevalent. People are trying to get ahead in these games. And I was asking them, have you ever heard any lawsuit situations? And all they were looking at, what? Lawsuits? They're cheating. Like, they're cheaters. How can they go take you to court over it?
This is what I'm saying. So that's why, yeah, when I see certain stuff like that, that's exactly how I felt. I was like, I don't know the technicalities between a lawsuit and all of this stuff for people cheating. That's like, it's unheard of. It's like, if they're cheating, they're violating the code of conduct for your game. Like, they are cheating. You can't have the right to kick them off playing your game. Like, what? Like,
there's another problem with that as well, is that they neutered Tekken 8 in pursuit of like stopping cheaters by not allowing them to boost. Because something that I miss from Tekken 7 is death matches. Sometimes I'll come up against someone that is really good at the game and they'll beat me 2-0, but I'm like, no, I know I can take this guy. Give me a couple more chances. And on Tekken 7, they would give you that chance, and you might be 6-0 down, and it finally clicks, and you go up 10-6, and it's satisfying. I don't care about the points. They could have added a friendly match feature. Be like, cool, the set's over, but can we stick around and play a set? They don't even have that. So they neutered their game in the pursuit of not allowing people to boost, because people are apparently matching up in Tekken 7 and boosting. But in doing so, you've killed one of the cornerstones of Tekken's ranked system, and you still allowed people to cheat anyway. So it was a bit like, what were you trying to achieve here?
Yeah, the thing is, like I said, man, it's like I've kind of gotten over that ranked thing because I thought like I liked that one as well. It's kind of like, oh yeah, you're losing to someone that's really, really good, but then you can kind of come back. Like, that was really sick for me. But yeah, I think that one was just like, when I asked the pro players, they said they don't mind. So I was just like, oh, okay.
I think they didn't mind in the beginning, but I think now people are a bit like, oh, we miss death matches. At least that's what I've experienced.
I like it. I'm not gonna say I'm the same as them. I like it. I've just kind of got to grips with, okay, we're not gonna see that no more. It's gonna be like other games where you do first to two, and then it's done. Like I said, I don't know the direction. I'm on the ship, but I don't know where we're steering.
I don't know where it's going. All they need to do is I don't care about the points. I care about like enjoying Tekken. If I lose 2-0, I lose 1,000 points. Alright, cool. I wasn't good enough. But let me play this guy. I don't want to have to go and look for him in Tekken Lounge now. Add him as a rival. He's gonna be like, oh, we'll play later. This is long. Just want to do it there and then. And they could even add a feature where like you can watch back the replay. If he leaves, then just have the replay feature there where I could figure out where I went wrong. These little quality of life changes that would actually help. Like, because ranked is a bit frustrating right now, right? You get battered 2-0, you get angry because they've taken 1,000 of your points. If you lose the third game, you lose another 1,000 points because it's 3 losses in a row. It turns into this frustrating experience, and they could alleviate that very easily. Tekken's already a frustrating game because it's so difficult. So
Frustrating and unbalanced.
yeah, I
That's the
mean,
main
the
thing.
balance aside, even Tekken 7, when it was balanced, or when it was in its final stages, it was still annoying to like come up against someone, they batter you and you're like, raw. But it had death matches there,
Yeah.
so it was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, no. If you know, it's crazy. It's actually true. Like when you lose to someone, you get battered in the deathmatch. It's like, yeah, that person's better than you.
Yeah.
Like that's it. You can't. The only thing you can do is get salty on stream. That's the only thing you can do. But like this game is like, bro, the random Joe Blogs can beat me, and he doesn't. Like there's like various things that's wrong with it. The rank system needs to have like a first to two system where it's like if you close it out with 2 games, then you get a bonus. Because right now people are one and done in me like crazy, but I don't know if that's because I'm good at the game, and these people that are at the level are probably new to Tekken and they don't want to lose points.
It's because I'm using
But
Feng. I know that for sure.
yeah, your one is thing, bro. I remember I'm starting to use like Azucena now, Dragunov. I'm using every character. I'm using Eddie. People are one and done in Bree, bro. Like even when I pick in Leroy, like if I go to town with them and it's like, yeah, boom, like, I'm really beating you up. They're not rematched in, bro. That I just get 1 point, it's done. Then I'm there waiting. Then I've got to find someone. It's just, yeah. There's some stuff that's changed in the game, like in terms of waiting in practice mode, and you could wait in whatever stage and accessing your characters very quickly. That stuff has changed. That's sick. But let's be honest, man. That shit should have been in the game from the get go, man.
Do you know one thing I think it's done? I think it's incentivized people to do one and dones, because you could do a one and done in Tekken 7. You didn't have to rematch them, but I noticed that people wouldn't. Right? People were rematching all the time. Like it was like it was part of the, I don't want to say like culture of Tekken 7, but it was.
It was.
Yeah, it was like I would go into Tekken 7 and I'd get a one and done every now and then, but my overwhelming like experience in Tekken 7 from beginning to end was it was death matches and the best man was gonna win here, and it like they cultivated this culture of like proper iron fist shit. Like you were going, one person's gonna walk away from here and we're gonna know who the better man was. And if to me back then I remember I'd lose points, but I don't even care about the points. Like I need to overcome this demon. But they've changed it up. They've made it like best of 3. And it has incentivized people to be like, I don't care, I'm leaving. Like it does, the essence of Tekken has sort of died. I would say the essence of Tekken with regards to that has sort of like been lost. Death matches were a massive part of Tekken.
When you look at like boxing fights, like you see that they go different rounds, right? They keep going different rounds until when it reached to the end, right? Tekken is not like that. Tekken is like, oh, okay, I've got that lucky jab in. I've beaten him that round. I'm gone.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? It doesn't feel like a real fight. It just feels, it just generally feels like, okay, if you win, shit, he might be able, I might get another match, but I'm always looking like, yeah, I'm not going to get another match. I can tell I'm not going to get another match. I have to make it look like we're both equal. And it's like, I just edged you out. Bro, I shouldn't even be saying this, but there's bare times when I've just made it look like we're equal and edged it out, and then I've battered you the next time. But I have to do that, it's sad to say that, but no one's staying. And that's the problem. No one is like, the only people that are staying are the pro players, or there's some casuals that they staying because they just want the experience. But people are not staying. People are literally, if I batter someone 3-0 and I'm cleaning you, and it's like, raw, boom. Like, they're not rematching, bro. Yeah. They're not rematching.
Do you know what? I put up a video the other day, and I was going through my journey towards, it was before I did the Tekken King one. I think it was when I was becoming Bushin. Or no, it was a video about like don't give up. That's what I think I called the video, don't give up. And I was playing this Horang player. He perfected me in the first round, perfected me in the second round, and then I got one jab on him in the third. And it was going to be another like sweep, but he went low and I hop kicked. And I turned the whole thing around, and I won the whole match, and then I went on to batter him in the next game. If I didn't hop kick, if I didn't take that hop kick, he was going to beat me, and he would have been perceived as the better player. But I was the better player. And because I won. If I didn't do that hop kick, then he would have never have got to see the fact that I just needed to take a breather for 2 seconds, and they'd be like, okay, you're doing this dumb shit on me. I know how to get around this. And death matches can alleviate that so easily, because if he did take that second game, third game I was locked in, because at the end of that round I knew, oh, he's going low here, I'm gonna hop kick him, and from there on out he never recovered. I think I went on to perfect him in the last fight as well. But on the flip side of that, he could have been there like, well, I've clocked you. It's my turn now. I'm gonna come back at you. But he never got that chance. Do you see what I mean? Death matches allow people to do that.
Bruv. Another thing with death matches as well is that it allows, because like obviously everyone's got their little kind of like flow charts, their little tricks, but it's like after with a death match, you have to really open up your brain,
Yeah.
and have to try and figure out like certain setups and stuff like that, try and trick people. Bro, like in Tekken 7, people's tricks ran out very quickly because they're one trick
you get
ponies.
opened
Like,
up.
yeah, you start getting opened up, you know their tricks, you know their tendencies. Then you're like, oh, okay, this is what you like to do. If you do a low, you're gonna do a hop kick, or if you do a low, you're gonna sidestep. I'm gonna backdash.
Yeah.
Then what now? Like it's just
You had
it
to
was just
adapt. You had to change it up.
very quickly, and if you didn't, you're gonna look very bad, because most of the people that towards the end of the lifespan of Tekken 7, they were streaming. So you're seeing this live on stream that my man's playing him, and you're like, he's just getting freed up, like he just doesn't know what to do. Whereas in this game, it's like, bro, just run at me and just do whatever. You got first or two, just in that time, throw whatever, throw the kitchen sink at me. See what hurts me and see what doesn't.
Do you know what else I liked about death matches? Is that like me and you can play a casual match and death match in theory, but we know each other. Like it was cool to run into a complete random, and you two were like kind of even, and you don't know each other, but he knows that like someone needs to walk away the better man here. I've like made friends on Tekken 7 through doing death matches, from like them sending messages going, right, that was a 6 set, we played like 50 matches, and then he's just on my PlayStation Network now. I can't remember what his name is, but I've still got this guy on there. I made a couple friends like that I still play Tekken with today. And death matches let you meet completely random people, because Tekken's so expressive. You can fight the same character 50 times, but with 50 different people, and they all play they play the character differently. And I'd come up across like a Lei that was super defensive and was like doing those haha backdashes constantly. Or I'll get one that's just in my face, will not stop grabbing me, will not stop doing the mix-ups, and you got to adapt.
I just to kind of break it in. Free Lei.
Yeah, he needs to come back. He'll be a menace in this game, though.
Bro, I don't care. Free Lei. Come on, man. When you're in Tekken 8, I'm gonna play that character, bro. Free Lei.
Lei's another one like Eddie, where I think I'll never play Lei. I'll never play Eddie. But they're Tekken characters. Like they should be in Tekken.
Yeah, bro. We should have. Bro, again, like I said, it's a £70 game, right? We don't have Lei. We don't have Eddie. We don't have Miguel. We don't have Marduk. We don't even have Mokujin. Like Mokujin, people have been requesting Mokujin for ages. Like that. These are the characters that what make Tekken, bro. Forget about everything else. You want to bring back people. You want to bring back nostalgia. You've given Eddie, Eddie has auto combo. Yeah, Eddie has an auto combo. You can just press 3.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's his combo, right? Now, you tell me, what is your direction? Because if your direction is you want to get the casuals back, doing something like that, calm. I'm not gonna hate that, but your direction is all over the place. Your direction is, we want to have casuals in the game. Yeah, we want to make the game easier, but you make the game easier by adding heat dash, heat smash, heat burst, this power crush. Power crush loses to throws. Bro, it's a lot, bro. Do you know how bro? I had to ask one of the guys from my camp, the MDO. I was like, bro, how do throws work in this game, bro? Because I don't know how they. And this is me. That's a tournament veteran player. I'm asking my friend, how does throws work in the game, bro? Because there's so much going on. Like, what throw is? So if someone power crushes me, can I throw them? Oh yeah. Can they break the throw? No. What? So what? If they rage out, what? Can I throw them? Yeah. But can they break the throw? No. Like, bro, I'm like, what is this system? Like, it's not making any sense. Then there's other little things like King's throw. If he does the blue spark throw, like a giant swing and stuff like that, apparently it's mad hard to break. Like, it's like 7 frames or something stupid like that. I can't remember how, like, it's very, like, small frames. And it's like, how do I explain this? I don't even know myself.
The worst thing they did with throws is make them track. That's
Oh,
crazy to
bro.
me, bro. I just remember I saw King coming at me. I was like, I don't know what he's gonna do. I sidestepped. Like it was a cleanest sidestep in my life. King just went like this, and I was
Yep,
like,
yep.
what the fuck?
Yeah. Bro, everyone complains about that. It doesn't make any logical sense. And that's what I'm saying. It's what is the direction here? Like, like, how can I invest into something that I don't even know the direction of? You're making things a lot harder. It's not making it, you know what I mean? It's not making it easier for anyone.
Yeah.
You're making it harder for everyone. Like, and that's why I ain't been into no tournaments since the game's been out. Like, there's been bare tournaments. And everyone's like, rah, you entering? Nope. Why not? Bro, I don't know how to play the game properly. Like, as much as I might be high ranks with this character, that character, that character, bro, I'm only winning through legacy, but I don't understand the game. Like, I don't understand what I'm meant to do. I don't understand how I'm meant to go in this and consistently win. Like, at least with Tekken 7, I understood it's about movement, sidestepping, making sure you have optimal combos, make sure you got optimal wall combos, make sure you got the right stuff that you're doing when they're at the wall and you finish the wall combos. There was a game plan. I have no game plan in this game. I'm going in and I'm throwing out everything at you. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever work is working. Bro, I'm telling you now, I don't really know what works in this game, bro. And that's is, bro, I didn't even know it, bro. It came out in January, bro, in April. Wow. The time has gone by quick, boy.
Do you think it's possible that, just to explore a different train of thought, do you
Yeah.
think it's possible that it's not that the game is bad or that the game is lacking in direction, that maybe it's possible we just don't get it yet?
Nah, nah, because everyone is playing the game and everyone's confused. It's cool to say that if there was a different region that's like, yeah, nah, this game's cool, and they understood it. But bro, this is a whole like this is the world, bro. It's not like Europeans don't understand and Pakistan players know, and then Asian players know, bro. This is everyone, bro, everywhere.
Do you think that
You,
that's different from Tekken? Because I remember when Tekken 7 came out and like we got armored moves and rage arts, and I remember people were quite angry about that. I won't say the person's name, but he was very very annoyed. A very popular, or at the time very popular Tekken player was very annoyed at the fact that Tekken now had super moves and had armor moves. Do you
yeah,
think that
I don't know who
the,
it is. Yeah, go on.
you know who it is, but we'll talk about it off camera.
Yeah. All right, cool.
But he said a lot of things, maybe things he shouldn't have said, because he
Okay.
went a bit crazy. But anyway, his overarching point was that this is not Tekken, and I don't understand it. Like I can't play Tekken the way it has been played up until this point because super moves interrupt the flow of the match and armor moves interrupt the match in general. Do you
Yeah.
think that we're just experiencing that again now, but in the form of heat?
No, no. Because the thing is with rage arts is rage arts come from other fighting games. They got these 2D fighting games. They go and they charge up and they've done this attack. Like it's been known to be in a load of games from before. Yes, it was annoying because it's like, oh, Tekken was never really about that. It's a new thing. We kind of like got to grips with it. But the problem with this new mechanic is it's explaining. It's the education side of things. Rage art is just rage art, right? Power crush is just power crush. The education behind Tekken 8 is a lot, bro. Like I said, you got heat burst, heat smash, heat dash, heat cancel. You've got the throw system now. You got tracking throws, bro. You got like obviously what's the other thing that you have now? Um, there's so much things going on. Like, chip like recoverable health as well. Like, bro, chip damage. Like, bro, what enhanced moves when you're in heat? Bro, I've just listed 9 things off the top of my head, bro. That how can I explain that to someone that is a casual? Remember when you go into a casual game, like let's say for example, Call of Duty, they'll kind of show you how to aim the gun, how to kind of do what you're doing, what the best guns are. Cool. You go and do what you're doing, right? This game is a fighting game. It's all about timing and very quick timing. It's not like a slow game. It's a very, very fast-paced game, even faster than Tekken 7, right? I have to explain this all to you, and you have to get it fast. Otherwise, you're just gonna get beaten up, right? It's too much. Heat dash combos, like, bro, like explaining a heat dash combo to someone is like raw. Like Your heat engages, bro, that's 10. That's 10 things. I just remember heat engages. So I have to explain a heat engager, when to use it in a combo, when to use it into attack, what a heat engager does. Like if I successfully land it, it recovers your recoverable health. If you do a heat burst, it doesn't recover your recoverable health. Bro, there is so much. It's overloading your brain. The game is very difficult and technical. Very technical.
Do you think it's
And
more difficult and technical than 7?
way much more. It's so like
Because
the
people are
game.
saying it's easier. Like a lot of people are saying it's been dumbed down.
So execution isn't more easier than Tekken 7. Tekken 7 is a way harder game
Yeah.
because you would have to Korean backdash and stuff. But it's like there's a lot of things that you have to learn and understand very fast. Like people are still not understanding it to this day. Like combos, you know, like if I combo you, then I do heat burst, which then spikes you down to the ground. Then I've got to now do a heat dash move. But if you're by the wall, you can then get certain things. Like it's, bro, it's people saying that Tekken 8 is easier. If they're talking about execution, there's no way. Tekken 7 is a way hard. Tekken 7 execution is way harder. Korean
Yeah.
backdash, you tell that to all these new people that are playing Tekken 8. I guarantee you they're gonna struggle. But Tekken 8, you know, forward and hold is run. The execution is easier. Korean backdash, you just have to keep tapping back. They'll start backdashing. It's easier. But as a game overall and trying to teach someone, bro,
Like mechanics wise, it's more complex.
way more complex, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't even like I'm telling you for now, the game has been out for how many months? I still don't know what frame it is to break. Like if someone does like King's Blue Spark Throw, I couldn't even tell you what the frames are. I don't know. Get me? Like this is me being a tournament player. I don't know the frames. I don't know the numbers. I don't know the maths. Like even with like certain throws, like when they change certain characters, parries, Leroy's is meant to be 5 to 15 frames instead of 3 to 20 frames. Like, bro, I don't. There's a lot of stuff in this game that they have changed and they've dumbed down. Characters that can't even characters that parry, they lose to airborne attacks. Like they lose their hop kicks. Bro, how the hell? This is what I'm saying, bro. We could have a whole conversation about this game, and 30 minutes is not enough. Whereas Tekken 7, give me 15 minutes with you, I'm good. Like I will tell you what this is, the punishments, this and the other. Rage art. When you're in rage, you got rage drive. The throw system, you can sidestep throw, you can break this. Da, da, da. Bro, game's done.
Yeah.
You go and play. This game, bro, heat. The bar going down. You one of your moves, you might have an additional move with your heat. Oh, if you do this, your heat will then recover, bro. The system is. Anyone telling me that the system between Tekken 7 and Tekken 8, like if you're telling me Tekken 7's system is more complex than Tekken 8, you're crazy, bro.
I don't know if if the word I would use is complex to describe Tekken 8. I think the word I would use is busy. Like it seems convoluted. Like there's so much going on. I don't know because the heat system dumbs down the fight in the sense that if I go into heat as Feng Wei, you now just have to block and you're at the mercy of whatever I decide to do. There's not really much that you can do. Like if I go into heat and then I do 3+4 and I jump in the air and slam the ground, you just have to hold it now. You have to hold what I'm going to do next, whether it's high or low. And I have tons of options, so there's a lot for you to think about, but there's not a lot you can do.
Right.
So I think I wouldn't use the word complex because it doesn't allow a complex game plan to exist because it forces you into a situation. I think it becomes a messy system because all of the advantages are on my side, and for you, you're just kind of like, it's either block or die here. Like I can't sidestep, I can't parry, I can't move, I can't do anything. So I think the system's messy.
But there are loopholes. So like, I know you was giving examples, which is why I didn't want to interrupt on that one. But that move there, if I had heat, for example, I can then just use heat burst because then I will absorb that attack.
Oh, to knock
and
me
then
down.
I could spike it, yeah, and I'll spike you down. So there are counterplay to certain things. It's just that everything in this game, there's so much things in this game that we just don't know yet. But the counterplay to that is silly because I have to take damage to then do that. Do you get what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, but what about when I slam the floor and the character sort of falls down? At that point, you're
Oh
kind of
yeah, I can't
stuck.
do nothing.
You're
Yeah, I
fucked at
can't
that
do nothing.
point. I have
Yeah, I can't.
I have a low launcher. I've got
Mhm.
my 2 where he like slaps you. I can heat dash. I can get a full combo. I've
Yeah,
got 1 that if you press a button, he'll jab you in the face and then shoulder
shoulder
barge you,
barge.
and then that goes into a combo.
Mm.
So the
So
reason I don't call it complex is because it feels like it's very one-sided and like bulky for the aggressor, which is what they went for, right? It's meant to be aggressive, and the defender there's nothing they can do. They're just stuck there. They kind of have to eat shit, and so
mm,
it creates this weird dynamic where there is a lot going on, but only on one side. That's why I'm like reluctant to say the system is complex. I think it's packed with a lot.
congested. It's congested.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
saying I know.
It's a congested, convoluted. It's overly aggressive. Like it's just too much going on for one player. The other player is kind of stuck.
I'll take accountability and agree. I think what I said, it being, I still think it's still a lot more complex because it's still busy,
Yeah,
but it's not busy in the way that I think you thought I meant. I'm saying it's complex in a way of like there's a lot to do.
yeah,
There's a lot to figure out. There's a lot to learn. I don't necessarily agree with it. I'm just gonna put my hands out there. I don't necessarily agree with it. I think they they need to dumb down a lot of other stuff, like or just take it away. Like homing throws need to go. It's
yeah,
too hard
yeah,
to it's too hard to explain to someone how do you get out of a throw if they're casuals. Like at least if they sidestep the throw, it's easier, right? Tracking throws, yeah, especially for characters like King and stuff, it's just mad. Yeah, it's I think the game is congested. Yeah, obviously forced 50-50s is definitely dumbed down in terms of a game. Obviously in Tekken 7, you could sidestep, you can do stuff, whereas Tekken 8, you're forced into a 50-50 with a lot of situations. But I will say that there are stuff that you can get through and what they're saying is you can do power crushes, you can do heat bursts, you can do that. I'm saying you can, but at the same time, what happens if you don't have heat?
yeah,
So that's why I say the game is a lot more complex than like what is on the tin. Like they say it's an easy game. No, it's not. If you do that mix up that we're saying and I don't have heat, I have to guess. If you're in heat and I don't have no heat, bro, you could literally kill me.
yeah.
Like I literally would have to stand back and say, shit, I have nothing.
Oh, yeah, hundred
What am I
percent.
gonna do?
When I go into heat with Feng, I feel like I'm robbing the opponent because there's no neutral.
Yeah,
If you're there backdashing away, the range on his 3+4 is so huge that I'm like, okay, I might not get any damage here, but I can stop you from moving. And you're gonna have to now deal with my mix-ups because Kempo, I can just Kempo you at that point, and you're fucked. If you press a button and I do Kempo
bro.
4, you're suddenly on the ground. I get a free shoulder, max damage, you're at the wall, you're dead.
Bro, it's so crazy. Like it's I don't have no answer for that, man. I'll be honest. I don't have the answer for that one. I feel like they're definitely going for a 50-50 play, but I feel like he is just too strong for some of these characters, and
Yeah,
that's where everything is kind of going a bit uneven. Like Dragunov has unbreakable tackle, unbreakable throw, unbreakable this. Like then you have like there's so much stuff to talk about with Tekken 8. Like there's characters that delete your recoverable health. Dragunov, Shaheen, Nina. Like how are you meant to deal with stuff like that? Like why is some of these moves doing so much insane chip damage that are really strong? Like Dragonov's running 2 and stuff. They shouldn't be doing so much. It should be little because there's little counterplay to what you're doing. Dragonov's doing running 2 to me and I'm sitting there and I'm blocking. The counterplay, people say, is sidewalk or sidestep. But if he then does a homing move, I get hit.
mm.
So what I would do in that situation is moves like that, they will have very minimal chip. You can't give big chip damage to a move that's like +6
Yeah.
and he's running at you and then he could do it again or he could then do a lot. It's like, this is insanity. Like,
Yeah, it's a lot. The balancing definitely needs to go through a couple changes. I'm willing to give the balancing a pass because I'm having fun on the game and it's very early on. So I think that they'll probably get it right. For me, it was important that the base was fun. If the base wasn't fun, then I wasn't going to stick around. Like, I'd just be like... But luckily, in Tekken's case, the base has always been fun to me. Tekken's always been fundamentally a fun game to play. But obviously, I remember Tekken 6 when it came out as well. I remember the first time we got it on console. I I remember getting hit by Paul's Rage and thinking, what the fuck just happened? Like my whole health bar disappeared in 2 seconds. So it's not the first time we've seen like overpowered characters or anything like that. So I'm willing to give it a pass in that regard. I think my issues really come down to like general infrastructure, quality of life, and business practice. But
Yeah,
like,
not a clear ball, bro.
yeah, not the clear ball is just too much. That's taking it
Slap
too
in the
far.
face, bro. Like I listen, I want to make this very, very clear. Tekken has gone through some crazy balances in the past. Like, you know, Marduk in Tag 2 was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
If you done like 4 lows or 3 lows, no, 4 lows maybe, but you could be dead. You could be dead. His lows done chunks of damage. Like the down threes, down fours, but it does chunk of damage. Even like down 2-4, that elbow knee thing. Bro, if he does, I think it's even 2 or 3 of them.
It does Jinpachi damage.
It's stupid. But that game was a more simple game than Tekken 8. Like don't get me wrong, it's got like the tag crash and all of that stuff that's a bit complex, but bro, you're not locked into things. You can move away. You can move back in.
Movement was strong in that game.
Very, very strong. You had to learn Korean backdash. That was the thing. But then maybe we might need to learn something new. Maybe we might need to do like sidestep dash or something. I don't know, bro. Like I can't tell you. Sidestep is really strong in Tekken, but backdashing is not the greatest. So I don't know. Maybe we have to invent something else, or I don't know. I don't know the direction, bro. That's what I'm saying. I'm sitting here talking to you, and I'm telling you, I honestly don't know the direction of this game. I don't know what they're looking for. I don't know what they're trying to do. Like, bro, if like I just like the ideas that I have in my head, even for like the premium pass, like, bro, the first premium pass shouldn't have been this. Bro, it's lackluster, bro.
No, it's terrible.
Like, man should have released, even if they like, I don't know what their budget's like, but even if they released as the free thing, Mokujin, but then the premium pass has Tetsujin and Kinjin.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm paying, bro. Bro, I would shake my wallet, bro, and say, I am paying, bro. Because that's sick. And then even if, like, I don't know, you can get Angel Jin, the costume. Bro, a premium pass, bro, I am paying, bro.
Yeah, those are actually very good. That would incentivize people to pay. If they, because it's £10, right? Or no, it's not. It's £3.99. But it's like,
it's technically, no, wait, it's technically, it is £10.
Yeah, because they make you buy it twice,
Yeah.
So it's like it's like £8 roughly, right?
Yeah.
Because they're scumbags.
That's right.
They scumbagged us up.
I ain't saying that.
This is me talking. I think that's some scummy shit to do, but fine, it's £8, yeah. But £8, and you're telling me, okay, because I like incentives. I understand the battle passes. I saw the level up bar and I was watching it. I was like, I get why people get sucked into this, but the reason that they can't get me is because you've lined up dog shit. So what am I working towards? But if like what you're saying, Angel Jin or Tetsu Jin or Moku Jin, I'd be like, okay, all right, fair enough, £8 and I get a whole character or
even a skin, bro. Even a skin that man
but for a skin, in my opinion, if you're gonna make me buy a battle pass for a skin, Angel Jin's a good shout because people would love to play that. But you've got to really put a skin in there that I'm gonna be like, I need that. That skin needs to be. I have to have it. Like for me, Jinpachi's my favorite character. If they put his cursed skin behind a battle pass, I still don't think I'd buy it because I don't like the practice. But I can definitely understand why people are more likely to.
It won't matter if you like the practice or not. It will be, do you want it or not? Like, you like that
I'm
skin.
stubborn. I won't buy it. I won't buy it.
You wouldn't buy it?
I won't buy it. I'm standing firm on my.
Stubborn as hell.
Yeah, I'm firm. The reason I won't support their battle pass is they told us after, and even though I can be like, oh, well, it doesn't matter, whatever. I don't like it when businesses do that. Even if my stance doesn't affect the situation, morally speaking, I won't do it just because I think it's a bit of a low down thing to do. So whatever they put in the battle pass now, whatever question they put in, I'm not going to support it. But I definitely think your ideas are they're good. They're £8 for Mokujin, and I have to work towards it. I've got something to do. Okay, cool. Let's go.
I'll be rinsing the game, bro. Like, they have a battle pass, and I'm not rinsing the game, bro. Yeah, that should tell you something, bro. Like, I've literally got Eddie. I was playing Eddie. That was it. Like, I don't care what's in that battle pass. That battle pass to me is just like, bro.
I'll give you a good example. I take back a little bit of what I said about battle passes, because when I made the video, I kind of said all battle passes are scummy, but I play a lot of Helldivers too, and
Does that
like
have battle pass?
it's got battle passes, but
Every game has
yeah,
it now, man.
but I already knew Helldivers did. They were forthcoming with it. We already knew we were buying it. It's in there. Like everyone knew it's in
Did
there.
they say at the start though?
Yeah, I mean, I think the original Helldivers had it, and if it didn't, I'm pretty sure that when my friends had it, I was already informed that it had battle pass. So I knew going in. I was like, okay, I already know it's got battle passes. So I
Okay.
bought the game, and I didn't. I still haven't bought it. But the
Yeah.
game is so good, and they support so much on that game. It's got problems. Don't get me wrong. Like there's glitches and that, but they support the game so much. They do this really cool thing where they just randomly drop things in the game. They don't tell anyone. And you go into a new planet, and suddenly there's this new enemy, and it's exciting because you're like, what the fuck is that? And you all have to band together to fight the enemy. And they keep updating the game. They keep updating the game with different weather conditions, different enemies, different planets, different mission objectives. So I was sitting there with my boys, and we were talking. They go to me, oh yeah, I bought the battle pass. And at first I was like, what did you say? What did you do? But then I sat there thinking, because he goes to me, what's the problem? And I was thinking of Tekken. And I was like,
Yeah.
why are you supporting battle passes? But then he went to me, why would I not support this game? They literally give us free shit all the time. There's so much free shit in the actual like game where you can buy it with the in-game currency. And it's not a thing where it's even easy to earn. You actually have to go out there and do some real difficult shit, but it's rewarding. And then you can buy loads of costumes with it. But then they have a premium section. And he was going through it. It was like, bruv, like we're invested in this game. We're invested in the lore. They're updating it constantly. The battle pass gives me a brand new costume, 3 new guns, all of this cool shit. It's part of the lore as well to have certain suits of armor or whatever. We just finished liberating Malevolent Creek, so you get a special cape. The developers reward you with a cape to commemorate or like honor your fallen brothers in the war. And I was like, I was listening to what he was saying. I was like, okay, Joe, I can see why you would support this battle pass, because the game is supporting you. I paid £35 for this game, but it's given so much back to me, and I ain't bought nothing yet. So I was like, okay, yeah, okay, maybe I would, because these developers they're supporting me. Every time I sign onto the game, there's a new mission objective, something's going on. Instagram is crazy with the lore. Like, I don't know if you've seen the memes, but there's people updating all the time saying there's people on this planet dying. We need to get there and help them. And it's legit. Like, we'll go in the liberation bar will be on the planet. It'll be like, your men are dying down here. You need to get onto this planet. You'll go down there. There'll be aliens everywhere. It feels like you're in an actual war. So when he said it to me like that, I was like, okay, I might support this battle pass. It sounds like the incentive is there.
You're making me want to buy the game.
Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 is, for me, so far, it's game of the year. Like, Yakuza is my favorite franchise. I haven't started Infinite Wealth yet. Usually, I'd, like, subjectively say Yakuza is going to be my game of the year. But, objectively speaking, I haven't had this much fun on a game since I wouldn't say Halo 2 days, because I wasn't involved in that, but I saw how much fun people were having with it and how invested people were with it. I haven't seen people having this much fun since those days. So, I'm a big advocate for Helldivers 2. If you ain't played it before, if it's your first time, I would say jump into that game. But that is a game that I could be like, if you buy the battle pass, I ain't mad at you.
I know more. I'm gonna have a look at it still. I'm gonna have a look at it, bro.
Yeah.
Mad. That's mad.
But before we wrap it up, is there anything that you want to add with regards to Tekken? Anything that you left out?
I just want to say, obviously, if this video does make the circles to Panda Namco team, which, you know, I feel like it does. I just want to say everything. I'm an opinionated guy. I've been an opinionated guy from Tag 2 making content. This is not like a direct attack or any of that stuff. It's nothing malicious. We're just speaking our minds. I'm definitely speaking my mind and just saying, look, like, I think these things need to be changed if you lot want to survive. I really love the game. I've loved the game from Tekken 1. And I don't like the direction that the game is going in, man. I think it's causing a lot of problems with just creators, players, casuals. People are leaving the game. You know, there's people going back to Tag 2, not even Tag 2, sorry. People going back to Tekken 7. People are not even streaming it. Like, even next week, I'm pretty much thinking of taking a break. Like, I'm looking to play other games. Like, I need to play Final Fantasy. I'm gonna probably look at that game that you was talking about now. Like, there's another game, Content Warning, that I want to have a look at and see. Like, I'm probably just gonna chill. Like, I might still play. I'm not saying that I'm gonna completely go away from Tekken 8. I might play it, but my mind is set on just waiting for them to just fix this patch. Like, just fix the patch, see what's going on. But yeah, the battle pass, this is something we have for 2 years, not 2 years, sorry, 2 months. Yeah, this battle pass, I think we just need to chuck it in the bin and just
Yeah.
go again.
Try
Like,
again.
this battle pass is,
It's whack.
yeah, I can't see myself spending £5 on it, bro. Like,
Yeah, I'm not.
did it-
I'm not buying this. It's a no from me. Like 100% no.
I did say I was gonna buy it earlier on in this thing, but I probably will for content creator purposes.
Not
So
because you
as
want to.
Not because I want, yes, exactly. So for content creator purposes, I want to show people what the stuff is and da 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 da. But if you said to me as a casual player, this is where it is, I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
So
So if you were just
that is
chilling
it.
in your room, battle pass drops, not interested.
If it's like the one that we have now, no, no, you couldn't even, yeah, no. There's just nothing in it, like, because the battle pass doesn't give you like it doesn't like for example they got the Yoshimitsu costume. That just because you bought the battle pass doesn't mean you get that Yoshimitsu costume. You still have to buy that on top. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You still have to buy the old school costumes like the Tekken 7 and Tekken 6 costumes on top. So it's like it becomes this whirlwind of I'm just spending money, and before you know it, it gets to £30, £50, £100, £200. The costumes are like I think they're like 500, 400. I can't remember, but like that's one costume. If they bring out a sick Leroy costume, the problem is if they bring out a Leroy costume from Tekken 7, I'll be upset because I don't think I should be paying for a Tekken 7 costume in Tekken 8. I think it should have been in the game. But my counter argument is they can do what they want. It's up to them. If they want to bring in a Tekken 7 costume and bring it into Tekken 8, who am I to say anything? I just won't buy it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But I do think they should start going with like some of the new stuff. Like bring a completely different, like a young Leroy. Something like how am I bringing you ideas as a creator? Do you get what I'm saying? Like this is your game.
Yeah.
Like you lot should know this. Like bring a young Leroy. Like he's got the dreads and he's an old man now. Bruv, what if Leroy just had an afro? Young. Like that would be a sick costume. I would pay for that. Young Leroy. Like young Victor. Victor's an old man. Well, how was Victor when he was before? Like a young man. Like, like these are stuff people will buy. Not Tekken 6 costume in Tekken 8 or Tekken 7 costume in Tekken 8. It's like
They should know this as well, because in Tekken Tag 2, I remember how excited everybody was to see Heihachi as a young man.
oh, do you see what I'm saying?
So the
Bro,
blueprint's already there.
it's already dead. Bro, I was playing Heihachi and I don't even play Heihachi.
Yeah, neither
Like,
do I. I picked him up as well because I was like, oh, it's young Heihachi.
you get what I'm trying to say? Like, so it's just like they should know these things. I don't know how they don't know it. Like, it's just again, it's the disconnect. The whole this whole thing what we've been speaking about this whole time. It's just a disconnect between the audience and them. They're making the game. They've got their decisions. They're kind of deciding what they want to do. Bro, ask people. Like, you have a Tekken Twitter where all their fans are listening to them. Yeah, they're gonna have people that are gonna be idiots and say whatever, but have a poll. What would you like to see? Like, I see that the Haradas asked people about Mokujin, and everyone said, yeah. Where's Mokujin?
Mokujin would be so sick, especially in a game like this. If you get somebody that's like multi-character talented, go into a tournament, pick Mokujin and just destroy people, that shit would get
Bro.
views on YouTube, man. Like, people would turn over to that.
Bro, I would main Mokujin, bro. Like, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
it's
saying.
funny. It's hilarious
fun.
watching him.
Like, bro, imagine man just goes in a tournament. I'm like, bro, you know what? Today, man's getting into like that's content. But they don't understand the power behind this Mokujin character, bro. Like, Mokujin is like such a bro. Like, the character is huge, bro. Like,
He's very popular. It's so like Tetsujin as well. They're cool characters.
bro, man's got a still like he's basically like a still version of him or whatever. Like the silver version. Then you got Kinjin that was in Tekken Revolution with the clown hat and. Bro, why are we not utilizing what we have already?
And that would be
Like,
great for casuals as well, since they want to appeal to casuals. What better than picking a wooden character that randomizes? That shit's gonna be hilarious. You can make drinking games out of that. You can have little like when you're sitting around playing with your friends. It's a whole missed opportunity.
like
The worst thing is that Kumara and Panda did not need to both be in the game. In my opinion, they're the same character. It's just Panda is a lesser version that has Xiao Yu's dropkick or whatever. I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, and he.
Yeah, they should have taken Panda out because let's be honest, no one gives a fuck about Panda, and they should
I
have
can't
put.
say that, bro. I
Come
can't
on, man.
say
Look, we've
that.
seen the character usage.
Oh,
Shaheen's in the game
Panda won the
because
Tekken World Tour.
huh?
Panda won the Tekken World Tour.
Panda won the Tekken World Tour because nobody gives a fuck about her. That's the whole reason that
Wow.
she won. No,
I didn't say that.
the
I
reason
didn't-
the reason Panda won Tekken World Tour, it was Rangchu, right?
Yeah, Ragchu. Shout out Ragchu.
Not to take anything away from Rangchu, he's an amazing player. To go in and win with a bottom tier character like that was amazing. But we have to not forget the reason that he was able to get away with it is because nobody gives a shit about the character to the point that nobody bothers labbing the character, nobody bothers playing the character never shows up in ranked, nobody even wants to pick the character for shits and giggles. So what Rangchu did was he took his talents as a world-class Tekken player and was like, I'm going to play the character nobody knows, nobody sees, and I'm going to run over everyone. And because Tekken is fairly balanced when you consider bottom to top tier, he was able to get away with it. That proves my point. No one gives a shit about the character. My man took the worst character in the game and ran through your entire world tour.
You can't take Panda away though in a Tekken game. Like
They put a bullet in Panda's head. You won't see me complaining.
wow.
I'm
No,
not a
you
Panda
can't-
guy, but it's a waste of a slot. Come on.
No, bro. To be honest, I don't care about Panda in it, but I do think like if Kuma and Panda are in the game, you got to start adding other characters. Like, I don't know what the problem is with Roger. I don't understand the problem with Mokuji, and I don't really understand these problems. But if you are to make a Tekken game, and and people was to talk about the old school games, they talk about Roger, they talk about Mokuji, they talk about like all these characters. It's just like I don't like. Again, like I said, I don't understand the direction. Eddie being under a season pass, great.
I get why they did it. People will buy Eddie. It's like I said to my boy, like, Shaheen got into the game because they need that Middle Eastern representation, and
100%.
nobody is going to buy a Shaheen DLC. No one's going to buy it. So they were like, okay, who could... It was between Shaheen and Miguel. That's what I'm assuming the direction was. And they were like, we'll pull Miguel from the game because people will buy Miguel. No one's going to buy Shaheen.
True. Like, I definitely can see that Eddie is obviously nostalgia. Everyone's like, "Wow, well, Eddie's back in the game." They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, he made Capoeira popular as well. It's because of Eddie Gordo.
Probably did. I didn't know what capoeira was before then. I'll
Yeah.
be honest. I didn't know. I was like, bro, what's he doing?
Yeah.
He's dancing. And then I've had to research it. But then I've watched Ong back and I've seen there was a scene where my man's doing capoeira. So
But
that's
it
how I
probably
knew.
turned you over to it, right? Like you looked up Ong back, you came across it because of Eddie.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So like I was, to be honest, I was always into martial art films anyways. But like when I saw it, I was like, I thought of Eddie straight away.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of was this in my head flowing. I'm like, oh, that's Eddie's moveset. Like, what's going on? He's in capoeira.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, they made it popular. Obviously now he plays the instrument as well. I forgot the name of it, sorry for the ignorance. But yeah, he's playing this instrument. They made that popular too because I'm like, oh, bro, like, what's this? Like, what's he playing? So that's interesting to me. But like, yeah, I feel like they need like a proper like. They need someone with an idea and what makes sense on their team. And they need to kind of let go of their old practice because I feel like they still kind of got the whole Japanese game developer practice where they kind of like, it's either their way or no way. And I feel like that's what happened with Street Fighter and that's what's happened with various other games. That's why they died very quickly. No, Dead or Alive, that died pretty quickly. Soul Calibur, again, that died pretty quickly as well. Like, there's only season 2?
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
there wasn't even a season 3, and that's not me saying it in a way just for people that probably don't know me. I'm not saying it in a way of like, oh yeah, I'm like cussing those games. I'm a big fighting game fan. I love Soul Calibur. Like, I'm a big Soul Blade fan. I would love to see Soul Blade be remade. Dead or Alive, they kind of dropped the ball with the whole meter thing and all of this stuff. It just didn't work. It was just not it.
I think Dead or Alive was the one with the crazy microtransactions as well.
Bro.
Or the collector's edition. Or something was going on with that game where they were charging people through the roof.
Yeah. So that was Dead or Alive 5. So like some of the transactions you can't even get anymore. They're finished.
That's mad.
Like, so like some of them where they had like, I think they had and a few other characters from like King of Fighters, yeah, that stuff's done, bro. Like you can't go into the game and log in and say, yeah, buy it. And there's a lot of weird stuff, and that's what I'm saying. It's like I want the best for Tekken, man. Like I really, really do. But my closing words are: I'm a massive Tekken fan. I will create content for the game, but I feel like they're making it very exhausting being a Tekken fan
Yeah.
because the stuff I'm seeing, like pluggers shouldn't be getting away with stuff. The one and dones, the premium pass, the patch that they added in, bro. We can't do stuff like this in 2024. We have a whole social media interweb where people, if you post up something, everyone's gonna say, well, this looks broken. Everyone reacts. This is your game. Like you just get testers on, man. There's pro players around. You've got the whole pro players to even you can just holler at and just say, I'm more than sure there's a majority of them that will do it for even free.
Yeah.
Like they just be like, all right, sure, get them to test your game, get them to just like see certain things. So then that way you kind of cover your own back. You got testers, you got actual players, right? But then there might be the argument of, oh yeah, they get a head start before others because I don't know, man. I don't know how they
I know,
win.
I hear what you're saying. I love Tekken as well. I like this game. I think it's just been a bit shaky. I think that I think the things that they can do to make things better going forward is we've got the microtransactions now. We've spoken about it. We'll see what happens with the battle pass going forward. It is what it is now. But in terms of what they can actually do going forward is they need to fix this patch firstly because it's a mess, and they need to. The original Tekken 8 is a lot of fun, even though it's a bit broken. Being able to smash people through floors whenever you want, really, and all that stuff is fun. I enjoy it. I don't think they should nerf it. It takes away the creativity. I also think that in terms of like new, because they're going to bring back old characters like Armor King and Marduk, which need to be in the game.
Not for now, though.
Not for now. I think Marduk. I think Armor King is going to be saved for like the premier character of season 2 or 3. I think Marduk.
Season 1.
Yeah,
Season 1.
I think Marduk's not a premier character, but he's popular enough that he's going to be a DLC character. But in terms of new characters, they did a really good job with Victor and Reina. Azucena as well to a lesser extent, but Reina especially. Whoever designed that character, they need to get that person on the next that fresh DLC character. And whatever source they had there, they need to replicate it. Because Reina is obviously a hit. She's probably the most popular new character to Tekken since the Tekken 3 days, right? Since Eddie or whatever. I don't think there's been I don't think there's been someone more popular than Reina in a new Tekken game. Because in Tekken 4 we had like Marduk. That was Violet. Was that the first game Violet was in? He's not really new, I guess. He's just Lee.
Lee, yeah. I reckon
Steve was a pretty breakthrough character.
I think Lydia wasn't a breakthrough. She kind of was just there. People played her, and then
Leroy was though. Leroy was a big deal.
Leroy. Do you know what ails the Leroy? Yeah, I'll be honest. Leroy, it's because the character's Wing Chun. He was black. Black man doing Wing Chun was kind of crazy to me. Like, I'll keep it a buck. I was like,
and he had the swag as well.
This guy's got rings on. He's got these LV shades looking. He's got the locks.
He's got a pimp cane.
Pimp cane, a dog.
Yeah, the design was sick.
I was like, bro, is this Bandai Namco? Like, what?
Yeah,
Like,
they did some sourcing. They did some outsourcing for that one.
Bruv, that was a big, like, for me, that was just like, bro, there's a black guy in the game that looks like this. And obviously, I hate the fact that he was busted in the game, but like, just seeing that character, I was like, yeah, no, this is the direction we need to be. And then they got like a Polish character, which was Lydia. That was cool. I was just like, yeah, we need to see more representations of like, different ethnics or
Lydia was sick as well. Yeah. Like she when I saw her, she looks strong, but she looks like she looks feminine and everything, but she looks strong. Like she reminded me of Akira. Yeah, like exactly. When she hits you, it's like, okay, like yeah, you
and it
feel
had the surround sound like boom.
Yeah, and
like,
she's the president as well, isn't she?
Yeah, like bro, it was just like, oh, bro, she's so good, bro.
Fahkumram, people were negative towards Fahkumram, but I loved it because I like Baki, and he looks like a Baki character to me.
I liked it because he was a backy character, but I want Bruce back though.
I'm not a Bruce fan. I'll just keep it 100. I know people every time I say this I get flamed. If
No,
Bruce doesn't,
we need to cut this, man. We need to cut this out.
if Bruce never comes back,
I don't do it, man. Don't do it.
I'm a
Don't do it.
fuck guy all the way.
Don't
He
do
looks
it.
like he was tailor made for a
No.
Baki series.
Don't do it. Don't say it. I'm a Bruce fan, bro. Don't do it, man.
Do you know what I used to hate about Bruce?
What?
It's when I was shit at the game, but he had this stupid move. When I was a kid, I couldn't block it. You know when he does the spin on the ground and then the uppercut?
Yeah.
That drove me insane when I was a child. I remember that was the first time that I almost broke my control. The CPU was driving me mad. And obviously he's just carrying you across the stage. I was like, fuck this character. Bruce was a menace.
No, I like Bruce. If they do bring him back, they need to bring him back in like if they bring him back in season 2, that would be sick. But I don't think they're gonna bring back Bruce in season 2. I reckon it'll be like season 3, like not next year, the year after. I also think they need to stop this thing of like 4 characters in a battle, not even a battle pass, in a season pass for fighting games. I think it's too long.
Yeah,
It's too long
it's too
in between.
spaced
It's
out.
like, yeah, like I know they want to balance out the character and do whatever, but yeah, it's too spaced out. Like Street Fighter, like people have dropped off. I ain't played Street Fighter for months. Do you get
Yeah,
what
I
I'm saying?
dropped off it as well. I mean, I've been waiting for Ed and Akuma. Ed got here and I was like, I can't be able to get back into it now. And then they dropped the Akuma trial. I was like, I'll come back for Akuma. I'll try
Yeah,
Akuma.
100% same, but it's too far. It's like it's okay. We got Ed, bro. I don't see nothing on Twitter talking about Ed too much. Like
Nah,
these
it's dead.
characters that they brought out, Rashid, Akai, and Ed, they're not exciting.
They're not needle movers. They don't. People are not going to turn the game back on for it.
Man knows the Roman
Yeah, I
Reigns.
know,
Okay,
bro. I know the
okay.
lingo, bro. I know the lingo. I don't just have the shirt.
I respect it. I respect it. Nah, those characters, yeah. But Akuma will bring everyone back. But then it's like, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like these season passes in fighting games are just not. But I guess that's a conversation for another time, man.
I think that I don't want to like speculate because I heard some rumors about Street Fighter 6, some potential leaks of what season 2 is going to look like. I'm not going to say what they were just in case nobody wants to be spoiled.
Yeah.
But if they're true, I will go back to Street Fighter 6. I know a lot of people that heard them were really angry at them, but there's a very obvious reason why I was not angry at it, for one particular reason. I won't bait out here, but you probably know. There's one particular character that was mentioned.
I think I know who you're talking about still.
Yeah, and then if you look at the kind of characters I play, you can work it out. Like I like the villains. If what they're saying is true, you'll see Street Fighter 6 content is going to be in abundance on my channel. But we'll see.
Yeah, no, I think that one's potentially true because of the stage of one of the DLC characters and
Okay.
what was left. If you go back to like watching, well, I could say the character, but they probably won't understand reference. If you look at the Ed trailer,
Yeah.
look on the stage and look what's in the center of the stage and look what's left on the chair. That kind of gives the whole thing of like who's gonna be coming back.
Yeah, well, if this individual does come back, for me, like fighting games live and die by their characters. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, it's a good game. I'll just find the character. If I can't find the character that I gel with, then I just won't play it. Like Soul Calibur 6 was like that for me. I loved Soul Calibur 5. Algo was my guy. I went over to 6. I played it as well. It was meant to be like the new Algo. I was like, this guy is a bitch, man. I don't like him. I turned it off. I had enough. The way he spoke, I know he was powerful. Like people be like, "Oh, Mike, he was powerful." For me, it's not about that. Like they have to carry a certain energy. The swagger's got to be there. I've got to feel like when I'm beating you, like,
I'm the boss.
I'm
Like,
the boss.
guy.
Azor didn't make me feel like that. He made me feel like he's a coward with loads of powers. When I was playing Algo, just the presence of that character, like when you see him come down, because he floats down onto the stage and he's got knives everywhere, and like just looking at him, you're like, you're in for a long night. Those are the kind of characters that I like.
I swear, man does a combo where he's in the chair and it just kicks you.
If you walk backwards and he catches you walking back, you can press back AB and a chair appears behind you and he makes the chair blow up. If I have full meter, that's 80%. That's 80% of your life gone. You can't get out of the combo. And the worst thing is that I I was one of people can fact check me on this. I was one of the people that came up with the like reset at the end for it. I don't know if like because I was the only one playing Algo in the UK like at a high level at the time, and I came up the combo was there. I don't know who discovered the combo. I never saw it on YouTube. I just figured out for myself, and I think other people just caught on in their own time. But I figured out how to end it in like a reset, and if I ended it in a reset and got the reset, you were finished. That was it. The game was over in 10 seconds. You were dead. And I remember playing people in tournament, and like King of Hyrule Duncan, he like me and him used to butt heads on the game all the time. He's a really really nice guy, but he was like the top UK player, and I think he was a better Soul Calibur player than me. Yeah. But he hated Algo so much that we were in the grand finals of a tournament once, and I beat him, and I thought he was gonna deck me. Like he was so angry and so fed up. I like those kind of characters where they make people feel like, oh, like I don't want to play the game anymore. That's what Jinpachi was like.
Bro, that character done too much damage.
Yeah. And he was easy as well. Like he was so easy to play.
Death Fist is that. I mean, God Fist was down for two, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember the charge where you press down 3-4 and he charges up quickly and then he teleports in your face? Yeah, that shit was busted.
Character's so cheap. Bro.
But yeah. So I think we've pretty much covered everything we can. I think it was a good talk. But in closing, like, we both like Tekken. We're just like not happy with some of the things that have been going on.
Bro, man, it's frustrated with the way how the game is. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, man. Just have to wait and see.
We'll see what happens. But bro, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the interview, the talk, and hopefully we'll do another one soon.
Sure, bro. Thank you very much for having me, man.
And was there any like where can they find you, follow you, subscribe to you?
So I'm just like YouTube, youtube.com/KingJ8ETV, Twitter, X. I hate saying that. Twitter. Twitter, KingJ8E, Twitch, KingJ8E, and then TikTok and Instagram. I'm trying to work on those. Those are KingJ8ELDN, and yeah, that's it, man. That's where you lot can find me, man. I'm obviously, I like to be opinionated with fighting game content. So yeah, just obviously, if you don't want to have a conversation or you want to just talk, you can just respond, and trust me, I'll get into the conversation with you lot still.
Awesome, man. All right, bro. We'll catch you in a bit, bro. Take care of yourself.
All right, take it easy, bro. Safe. I mean, so it doesn't make sense to win it and then take a break.
Yeah, so, I think he probably will take a break, and then they'll pick up like Rock and Roman, like SummerSlam time, and lead up to next WrestleMania. Yeah,
like maybe like The Rock will cost him the title.
This is what I think is gonna happen. Yeah, I think night one, Rock and Roman are gonna beat Cody and Seth, because I don't think The Rock is gonna sign a contract to lose his first match. I don't see that happening. Then night two, I reckon Seth is gonna lose to Drew. He's gonna lose his world championship to Drew McIntyre.
So wait, you're a wrestling head as well?
Yeah, I watch wrestling every week.
So do I.
Yeah, every week, bro. Since I've been little, I've been watching it since the WCW days.
Same, bro. I didn't know you watched wrestling. That's why I don't say nothing, because most of the FGC people, they don't really watch wrestling, innit? And I'm like, I watch it, but it's kind of like in secret. But man, I've like, bro, I follow it heavy.
No, but look at my top. I'm out of here. I'll watch it.
Okay.
Everything here, like, I don't know if I'll be able to show it. Like, you see this on camera. I've got Stone Cold's classic 316 top here. I've got Undertaker's merch. I had to put Brock Lesnar to the side because I don't know what's going on with him yet. Yeah, that's all a bit mad. But I've got Brock Lesnar merch. I got Undertaker. I got like the old D-Generation X stuff, the Nation of Domination.
Fuck it, hell, bro. That is mad, bro. I did not know, bro. When you said that, I was thinking, bro, he's talking about all of this stuff and WrestleMania, because most of the people, they just know Roman Reigns and that's it, bro. Yeah, I think personally, Roman. See, I'm gonna probably do like a little thoughts thing, like a little shorts on my channel, like a thoughts thing. And I'll say who I think is gonna win, but I definitely think The Rock is leaving straight away to go and do 2 movies.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
I don't think like Roman is still gonna win, keep the title. I think something's gonna happen. And bro, Cody's on the front of WWE 2K24.
Yeah,
like,
Cody's winning. He's winning this year.
I think he's winning.
It would be a mistake, because I get there's bare Roman fans, there's bare people saying they want Roman to win, but in the interest of like doing what's best for business, Roman's been the longest reigning modern champion now. Cody, this is like a story that's dating back to his father back in the 70s. It's the perfect opportunity to wrap this whole road storyline up and close it out. What I think is going to happen is that they're going to win on night 1, Rock and Roman, and they're going to have bloodline rules on night 2. I think Seth is going to lose the world championship to Drew McIntyre. I think CM Punk will probably have a hand in that. He'll probably do something and Seth will get fucked over.
That's actually a good thought.
Because he's on commentary, isn't he? He's doing the commentary for the match.
You know what? That is a good thought process.
And then I think in the main event, it's going to be chaos. I think everyone that Roman has crossed in the lead up to Cody is going to come out during this. Jay, Sammy, and then I think, do you remember when Rock was beating the fuck out of Cody and he dragged him outside? And in the back, you could see that truck of John Cena and Stone Cold. That truck wasn't there. It was a truck of Charlotte and somebody else. They put that there on purpose. That's like an Easter egg. I guarantee you, Stone Cold, Hogan, Austin, they're all gonna come out. It's gonna turn into like a massive thing.
You think so?
I think so. I think that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna turn into a big thing because this story between Roman's family and Cody's family dates back to like the Wild Samoans and Dusty Rhodes and all that stuff. So I think everybody that's been intertwined with the Samoan dynasty and the Rhodes family is going to get involved somehow.
Yeah, nah, bro. I need to do a reaction and just kind of explain because, bro, it's mad still. It's looking really sick. And, bro, I'm just like, I can't believe it's tomorrow. Like, bro, man, like there needs to be somewhere where man can watch it, bro. I don't even know if I don't know if I'm gonna watch it in the studio. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it at home. I don't know what I'm doing in it. But
yeah, I was gonna do a watch party, but I'm working till late, so I'm gonna have to like tune in to watch. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow, but I'm gonna be watching it a bit later than everybody else, so it won't be live. But I'll finish it early hours of the morning.
You'll see the Jay and thingy one, the Jay and Jimmy match. You'll probably get to those matches, but like all the earlier stuff. But anyways, you'll filter that out anyway. I'm not gonna lie, there's not a lot of like shit matches in this WrestleMania though.
No, there's not. I wish I was going. I wish I was there.
Nah, same, bro. There's not a lot of shit matches. I can't lie to you.
Yeah, the Rock's chain. He's definitely spiced things up. His whole new like final boss entrance with the lightning and everything. He's basically playing Black Adam. He's playing Black Adam in WWE.
Exactly, bro. There's a lot of like Easter eggs. Even when he walks out and you see the thunder and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, bro.
The Hollywood Rock theme.
Bro, listen, man, it's not long now, bro. I'm telling you, I'm so excited for this WrestleMania.
Yeah, I can't wait.
It's gonna be sick. But yeah, no, let's talk about Tekken, bro.
Yeah.